Yo, what up? The curse is dead.
Hello.
Short-lived curse.
Yay.
Didn't last that long. How y'all doing?
My power didn't go out this
There
time.
is no curse.
Yay.
No curse. We've defeated it
There-
before it even got
there
started. Huh? Oh!
Th-
Oh!
Zabs.
Don't you do this to
Zabs,
me.
don't do that. Don't do that to us.
Also, thank you. Yes, thank you, Barai Blaze, for the sub. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Barai.
what's up?
We are getting started on the 4th chapter of this game. Last time we finished up chapter 3, and it set up a lot of stuff, especially about Cosma. I have to know more. Let's get into it. Let's just go.
So this is Grace Attorney, right?
Yeah.
I have an
Yes.
idea. Space Attorney.
Ooh, I'll take it.
Whoa,
Yeah.
futuristic.
Ooh.
Uh,
Pipe in
Karma?
hand, Sholmes looked down.
you might need to
Karma.
turn
Rolling fog.
What's wrong with Parsec? Sorry?
You
Could
might need to
up
turn
Parsec?
up Parsec.
Turn. Oh, you are so
Yeah,
right.
there
Good
you go.
catch. Good catch. Sorry about that. I interrupted our cutscene.
How dare
okay.
thee?
Here we go. Do I want to skip this? Absolutely not.
No.
No.
Do
I
it. Let's
wonder
be
exactly How
confused.
many mysteries are out there, hidden within this bed of fog? He said.
Red.
Indeed,
Red.
a most bizarre incident, born of a curious advertisement. A hellhound's mad gallop
Yes.
through the shadows of a serial murder, an executed man's graveyard resurrection in the dead of night, and a commonplace killing in a small, forgotten room at the edge of town. There is, naturally, always another side to every case, of which most remain ignorant. And it is that other side which compels me to the scene of the crime, Wilson.
Well,
So quickly now, take your hat and let's be on our way, my dear fellow. For our adventure is not over yet. Come, the game is afoot.
Was our guess right? Are we gonna play as Sherlock?
I feel like we might be, yeah.
Ooh.
That would
Now-
be fun.
As Herlock, right?
There's, there's actually something I heard recently. Oh,
You can speak. What's up?
okay. What I actually heard was that the reason the last trial was so like bombastic and long was
Uh-huh.
that this game was originally supposed to be a trilogy, and that was supposed to be the last case of the second game.
That makes sense.
So they
Okay.
condensed the first two games.
Oh,
Or the
first
last two
quote-unquote-
games.
last 2 games.
Yeah. Last two
Okay.
games into one.
That makes
a lot of
sense.
sense. That makes a lot of
That's
sense.
what I've heard.
It was a little bit
And-
long, but that's okay.
And according to what I
And-
heard, also many people struggle with that case because it's a hard one.
It's hard, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Ace Attorney usually comes in trilogies, right?
hmm
Yeah.
This and one other game is an exception.
Gomez isn't sure, but 8 days after that earth-shattering trial and Cosmo regained his memory, we were in the foyer of one of London's most luxurious hotels, the Great
Oh my
Waterloo
God.
Hotel.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Ooh, this place is fancy. I like
Oh,
it.
wow.
November, baby. Professor Mikotoba is due to arrive at any moment.
Yes. I'm so glad we got here in time.
You know, I was about to say they should have called it Lou Water, and then I realized, maybe not.
Might be a bad idea.
Gr- Gross.
Suzaru-san hasn't been the same way since what happened. Not that I'm surprised.
The truth about Kazuma-sama's father. Do you suppose my father knew?
That he
Yes.
was actually the mass murderer, the professor, you mean? I knew that's what she was thinking about. There's a good chance, I'd say. I mean, they did come here to London together 16 years ago, didn't they?
Yes, that's true.
Come to think of it, didn't you say that Professor Mikotoba knew about Cosmo going missing in Hong Kong as well?
That's right. But for some reason, he wasn't at liberty to talk about it.
That probably means he knows then. About Cosmo showing up here in London with amnesia and that he's regained his memory now. Ah, there she is. Who dat? Oh. Oh.
Oh, hi,
Oh.
Judge.
Oh my god, that's the judge!
Oh,
Whoa!
that's the
What?
judge.
Whoa!
Oh, father.
He big.
Oh.
I think this was
What?
Wander.
Yeah, that's Wonder.
Oh wait, who?
Mikitoba.
Mikitoba.
That's Daddy-O.
Yeah, it's Daddy.
Oh my gosh. I cannot recognize.
Yeah.
He looks British. Hello, Susato. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. We're delighted you've arrived safe and sound.
I see a lot of Gant and Chief Jigoku right now.
Now, who was Shikoku?
Yeah, it was Jay. Although Lunar,
Yeah.
although
Like,
Lunar took him at one point.
Fixiao?
Huh? Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. I remember what I did.
Hello, Mr. Naruhodo. Very kind of you to take the trouble to meet us here.
Oh no, not at all. It's my pleasure.
We'd heard all about your extraordinary exploits.
No.
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 I will drop kick you and cause
So
the curse to
this
become alive.
was. So this was the Japanese judge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think they're here for the science fair.
Yeah.
Or forensic fair.
Quote unquote. Is his beard different? I don't remember it
I think
being
he's
so
split it up.
He changed his hair.
macaroni.
He changed his hair into a ponytail, I think.
Ah, gotcha,
Have we
gotcha.
ever seen a judge outside of the courtroom like this?
This one.
Not
yeah.
like this.
Okay.
I guess
Oh,
I
Have you
also
seen a
before,
judge
too.
outside a courthouse like this?
Yeah, this one, but before.
Wasn't that in the
Weird.
courthouse? But anyways.
I think
Cursed.
so. We've heard all about your extraordinary exploits here in London, you know. The news has crossed the seas.
It has. Who are you? Who?
I always look forward to reading the monthly reports that arrive on the steamships from Britain.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you very much. Who is this man, and why do I feel as though I've seen him before?
I take it from your expression that you don't quite place me.
In that case, how about a little reminder, Seishiro? A firm tap should do it.
Oh,
Yes.
a firm tap. What? Don't hit me.
Gavel, gavel, gavel. Here we go, then.
Ah!
I hereby pronounce the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a Nimrod.
No!
Oh, guilty!
No! Oh. Oh! You're.
That's good.
Hey, Judgy. Oh,
Okay, what's the same?
he wore a hat before.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
wore a hat.
I just didn't notice the beard split up because of his dress.
Mm.
Or, like, jacket.
The robes. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Aw. Your Excellency.
He's handsome out of court.
Yeah.
Hello, Judge Jigoku. How are you? It's been a long time.
It's also not fair. I thought he was fat under that. Damn it.
Oh no, he's hot.
Good, you've remembered now. That really did the trick. Guilty. I love my job.
I love that you carry that around on your person at all times.
Yeah.
Only I
It's
was.
a lucky charm.
Yeah. Only I was
Yeah.
declared not guilty, wasn't I? There was no laughing at the time.
So London again after all this time. Hard to believe it's been 10 years. To be honest, I never thought I'd be back.
Hasn't it been 16 years? I thought that it was 16 years.
Hmm.
Vacations happen.
He left 16 years ago and
Came
stayed
back
for
10 years
6
ago.
years.
Oh, did they stay
Oh,
for
okay.
6 years? I didn't think it was that long.
All right. Neither did
think
I.
16 was correct, yeah.
I didn't imagine Japan would ever be invited to an international symposium like this. Though really, I doubt anyone did, to be honest. It's all thanks to you, isn't it, Seishiro?
What are you talking about, Eugene? Me?
Of course, Judge Jigoku. He must complete the set. He's the other man who, 16 years ago, came to London with Cosmo's father and Professor Mikotopa. He's the third visiting scholar.
Well, all those passport checks and luggage searches at the border took rather a lot of time. I must say, I'm very envious of your ministerial status. You didn't have to go through any of that, did you?
Ah, I knew you were jealous.
Sorry? Ministerial status.
Yes, didn't you know? Seishiro here is also Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Wow.
we had a big man for our little court.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
No, that was a big
It might
court.
actually make sense that our case would be trialed by this guy.
Yeah, that makes a little sense.
Yeah, because it was an
Yeah.
international incident.
Wasn't it the
Yeah.
Supreme Court of Japan, too?
Something like that, yeah. So, in hindsight, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this scans.
Mhm.
It was it was his personal insistence that allowed you to take Kazuma's place here in this study tour.
I see. Is that the reason? I see.
Yes.
didn't
Am I
quite-
loud?
I didn't quite
Oh, I'm
know that. but
loud.
Thank you
That's
very much
unusual.
for letting me know about that, sir. Okay, there we go.
I'll lean a little away from the mic if you like.
Guilty as charged. Yeah.
Oh, did you just go and grab that, or did you have that?
I have that.
Ah, that's
He
fun.
had that.
Oh, well, thank you very much. He's really every bit as important as he looks.
Yes, now, Naruhodo. I received a telegram from Lord Strongheart yesterday.
Oh, you did?
It appears that some things came to light in a trial you were involved with 8 days ago.
What are you talking about?
About what happened 10 years ago. That tragedy.
Yes, could you tell us any more about it? I think you can. Huh?
I
Yeah.
actually got a theory just now that I just lingered a little bit about it. So we all know Hosoda. No, okay.
Oh my God.
No.
No. What I actually mean is Wilson went to Japan and stayed there for God, however, for like 10 years or something, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Why did he leave?
I don't know.
Could it be that he was tried under Van Zieks and escaped the Reaper's Curse by going to Japan?
Oh.
Or was trying to?
Oh.
Maybe. That's a theory.
Could see it.
Mm.
Hmm. So, how was the voyage here?
Well, 50 days at sea is a long time by anyone's standards.
But it wasn't as bad as when we first came 16 years ago.
Nope, that's true. Then I truly wondered if we wouldn't be drifting in the vast ocean for the rest of our lives. This time we followed the same route as you, so we were able to relax and enjoy the experience.
Ah, so you stopped in France's beautiful capital, Paris?
We did, yes, though only for one night. And yesterday evening, we left the port of Dunkirk for Dover.
Just in time for the symposium, in fact. It starts tomorrow.
It's wonderful that you were invited to attend such an important international event. I'm very proud of you, Father.
It's all thanks to Seishiro here. 16 years ago, he managed to ingratiate himself with Britain's Attorney General. I'm sure that's why he was invited. And I suppose you could say I'm something of an appendage by default.
Speak for yourself, Eugene. You were close friends with the professor of forensic science at a major hospital.
Eugene? I mean,
It's not wrong.
it's not wrong.
It is your Britain synonym.
Jane.
Cinnamon.
Jane!
Like a YMC Nimon.
Well, yes, well, I'd rather not dredge all that up, really.
No, there's been a lot of water under the bridge since then, and it doesn't bring him back.
Cosmo's father, I suppose.
You're talking about Cosmo's father.
Yeah,
He's
they are.
dead now.
Before we continue, I'm a little worried that we're gonna finish this conversation and then I'm gonna get kicked out of here. So let's look around.
Okay.
Look at that! It's a picture of the Crystal Tower.
Well, the Great Exhibition is one of Britain's most prestigious achievements in recent years. I wonder how tall it is. It really does represent the pinnacle of scientific achievement in so many ways.
There's a 20-meter tall chimney on the bathhouse near my lodgings at Yume University. The attendant there is always boasting that it's the tallest object in the neighborhood.
I'm sure. Did you know that over the channel in Paris, there's a tower that's 300 meters tall?
What? How many times taller than the chimney at Yume Soken Hot Springs is
So
that?
high.
And if it's that tall, how does it draw properly? The smoke would get stuck, surely.
I don't think it's that sort of tower, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't understand. Okay.
A spring Yume Soken.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you, Clueless.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I'm in rehearsal, but I hope you have fun. We do. We have theories, like
Yeah.
Osanaga.
That desk is known as the hotel reception.
You have a lot of willpower to continue talking about Osanaga after last episode.
I have no shot of that being true, but what if? It's,
What if?
It,
What if?
it is my Hina.
Anyone wanting to spend the night has to report there to sign in for their stay.
Oh, so do you think that that's the head clerk behind the desk there?
Yes, I'm sure it must be.
I'd love to stay in a grand hotel like this for a little while, wouldn't you? Just to know what it's like.
If the hotel fee was paid through our stipend, I'm afraid it might bankrupt our homeland.
Oh, true. London gives the word expensive a whole new meaning.
I think the professor was outwitted. I think we
Let
might
it
be onto something here.
go.
No!
Have you seen all those sparkling jewels up there? They must have gathered every gem in the world for that.
Ah, it's called Chandelier, I believe. It's designed to provide elegant lighting in large, spacious rooms like this.
Hmm. So they had to gather every gem in the world just to illuminate one room?
It's probably electric light bulbs that are actually throwing the light.
Whoa. If I tried to hang something like that from the ceiling in the office, it would be scraping on the floor.
I think perhaps chandeliers aren't for you, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah, you're probably right. What about on the left? What do you got? What do you got? Anything? Already looked at that. How about this?
Sholmes is like, I want to swing from it.
Look at those cases just left over there on the trolley. Aren't they worried about thieves? I know I am.
I came in like a wrecking ball. Not the song I was thinking of, but good try.
Close enough.
It works.
Close enough.
Haven't you seen the porter over there? Don't worry, he's obviously keeping an eye on everything.
Ah, so it's a trap designed to catch any chancers who might be tempted. Oh my god,
Ah,
hi!
him!
Hello.
This was Saps.
He's
Why did the porter give me such a scathing look just now, do you suppose?
Well, some might say you look a little suspicious with your jet black clothes.
Not everyone clad in black is some sort of ninja with intent to steal, you know. But they could be. What else you got? Oh wait, was this something? Did I see something? Nope. Nope. Okay. Alright, we can talk again. Talk.
What about our badge?
Oh, very well. Very well. You've convinced me. Take it. Professor Mikitoba, I wonder, could I show you something?
Why do you seem so nervous?
I suppose because I'm a student showing something to a professor. That's always quite nerve-wracking.
Well, I'm sorry I perturb you in that way. But anyway, I'm afraid you have nothing useful to say about that, really.
Oh, well, okay.
Aw.
You are useless.
Shut down. Okay. The professor.
That's like,
Yeah.
Such a dick when somebody else says, "Oh, you have nothing useful to say about that."
Oh. The professor, the killer who took the lives of 5 members of the British aristocracy, was actually Cosmo's father, wasn't he?
That's correct. Genshin Nasogi.
Genshin.
Genshin.
So you're saying that he made a Genshin impact in London?
Wow.
God damn it.
And we
Genshin.
couldn't survive.
That's it.
ran out
I'm
of
out of
emergency.
here. Bye, everybody.
I don't even blame you. Come back.
No,
Understandable.
come back.
Come back. She's gonna come
Return
back.
to us.
She's gonna beat you, Dragoni. Dragoni, I feel like I do that to you a lot. I'm sorry.
Same brand cell.
Oh wow.
Hi.
I'm
Hey.
back.
Hey, welcome back.
Hello.
Just had to collect yourself.
You knew, I presume, Father.
It was a good joke.
Yes, he was a close friend at the time.
Genshin came to Britain on iOS as a police detective. He was studying investigative techniques in Scotland Yard.
He was a detective. Wait, but they called him a professor.
I've never understood what drove the man to commit such heinous acts.
It was a closed trial, so the public never knew the truth, and he was executed with little ado. To this day, very few people know what really happened, even in our homeland.
But what about Kazuma? Did he know? Did he know the truth about his father?
No, of course not. He was told his father passed from sickness.
However, I suspect he may have had his doubts.
Oh, why?
As you know, I tried to guide Kazuma growing up, as if he were my own son. Then, one day, he came to my office at the university and said,
No more monkeys.
I've decided. I want to travel to Great Britain and study there.
Do you think he wanted to come here to investigate his father's death?
I don't know. But when I looked into his eyes, I did know that there was no way I'd be able to stop him.
Something else came to light in that trial the other day, actually.
Oh, what?
Well, having disappeared in Hong Kong and been missing for almost a year, Cosmo's since turned up here in London, working as the apprentice of Lord Van Zeeks.
What?
What? That is news to us.
So,
Genuine surprise judge.
yeah. Lord Strongheart's telegram neglected to mention that part then.
Suspicious.
As you know, we both thought Kazuma had died on the steamship during our voyage to Great Britain in January.
But he didn't die. He's alive. As you knew, didn't you, Father?
In actual fact, no. What I did know is that when your ship docked in Hong Kong, he mysteriously vanished.
We sent a team of investigators to Hong Kong to try to ascertain what had happened, but to no avail.
But he's still alive and here in London, you say? I never dared to even dream it.
Why on earth did the young man not make contact? The government and the police have been chasing clues fruitlessly for months now.
Well, it seems that he was suffering from amnesia.
What? Amnesia?
The Dark Descent.
When we first came across him again here in London, he didn't know who either of us were.
I see.
He only regained his memory 8 days ago.
This is unbelievable.
Nope.
I agree.
No, I am sorry. You go ahead.
No, it's okay. I can't believe it enough to even say it.
Here, you take this one.
Okay, fine. Yes, quite miraculous. Do you
Good.
agree? Cool.
Yes, I wonder why Lord Strongheart didn't let us know.
The dick.
I must speak with him urgently.
I wonder how Kazuma's been these past few days. Would it be wrong of us to go and visit him? After he was so dramatic, like, now's not the time to talk, but we know where he's working.
Yeah.
These two seem to get along really well. It's kind of fun.
Also, I just feel like the judge throws out all formality outside of the courtroom.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
That began 16 years ago. It's a distant memory, really. It was all Eugene here. Genshin, Asogi, and myself. We were the original three. The first judicial scholars from Japan to travel overseas to study.
Ocean voyages were not what they are today, I can tell you.
16 years ago. Things were tough for their generation.
Your father was an exceptionally fine medical student at Yume University at the time, you know, young lady.
Yes, grandmother told me.
May I University? You may University.
Hmm.
Thank you, University.
He went to do research at a great London hospital to study autopsy. Practically unheard of in Japan. Kind of should have been a red flag.
Hmm.
Yes, it was an eerie place, sandwiched between the back of a prison and a burial ground.
Ugh. Not more talk of graves.
Very often, there was no one willing to deal with bodies following autopsy reports.
So you see, autopsy labs have something of an unavoidable relationship with graveyards and prisons.
Not my cup of tea at all.
Do you remember that Scottish prison governor?
Caden?
Sheedan?
Sheeden. What?
You said Scottish. Something.
Oh.
Oh, is this pronounced differently? Hang on, I'm looking at. I don't want to get this wrong.
Hey,
Yeah,
Chat.
we might as well.
Chat, how do you feel? What do you think?
Caden versus Sheeden.
It is Caden. Okay.
Caden.
All right.
Okay. All right. I'm thinking of Irish, aren't I?
Hmm.
I'm thinking, yeah, Irish is different. All right. Caden, his name was. He was a good man. Did I pronounce that right that time?
Yes. But then, of course, in our 6-month year here, everything
What?
changed with that dreadful case.
A 6-month
6
year?
month year?
Yes.
Are you quite all right?
My beard has confused me. Oh, when Genshin was arrested for a series of the most gruesome murders.
I simply couldn't believe it. I'd known the man for years.
I was a witness at the secret hearing and I tried to speak in his defense, but
But you went a little too far and ended up facing charges yourself, didn't you?
well, suffice to say that after that trial, we were sent back to Japan.
There was nothing more we could do to save Genshin. He was a lost cause, sadly.
Did he take the fall?
I've been thinking for a little bit that perhaps he didn't actually do it.
So you're saying that Genshin was a fall guy? I'll excuse myself. Bye, everybody.
Bye!
No!
Wait. Oh.
Well, if you'll excuse us now.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I have to get this trunk up to my room as soon as possible.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have held you up here for so long.
I'll call for the porter then. Just wait here.
Susada-san's
Porter!
No quarter.
Susada-san's gone off on a run.
I'd like to stay and talk more, but I do have various preparations to make for tomorrow.
Yes, of course. It must be a big responsibility representing our entire country. I wish you the best of luck.
Naruhodo. I hope you'll keep an eye on Susato for me. Keep looking after her as you obviously have been.
Oh, no, I mean, if anybody's looking after anyone, it's her looking after me.
Well, I do appreciate you being there for her. After all, I've been a miserable father to her. I've thoroughly let her down.
Sorry? What do you mean?
Well, it was 16 years ago that I started my long study tour here in Britain, as you know. The very year Susato was born.
Yes, I heard.
The birth of my daughter was the most joyous event of my life, but, well, sadly it was accompanied by the most tragic event of my life, too.
Oh, yes, Susato-san hinted at something like that.
It was a rather turbulent time at home.
Anyway, I won't bore you with the details. The point is, I became rather less dependable than befits a grown man. And it was then that Seishiro offered me the opportunity to study here in Great Britain.
I was too worried to leave you behind. So perhaps I was a little heavy-handed when it came to persuading you to accompany me to London.
Ooh. So, that's what happened in a nutshell. And that's also the reason why I now feel compelled to give my daughter as many opportunities as I dare. Though the world does not really afford young women such things, I must say.
I completely understand, Professor.
One other thing, Naruhodo. If I may be so bold, I have a favor to ask you.
Oh, really? Of course. What can I do for you?
Marry my daughter.
Oh,
Get me an autograph.
What?
Sherlock, so,
wait, what did he say?
I'm so sorry that took so long.
well, the thing is,
Don't set up that death flag.
Miss
I
Susato!
really want Herlock Sholmes' autograph.
Oh, okay, I'll get it.
Now then, allow us to take your bags.
Allow me to take your bags.
One moment, if you please, Porter.
Who is taking our bags?
Of course, sir. Wait, you knew my name?
That machine around your neck, it's a camera, I believe.
You know, I just remembered, wasn't this guy supposed to be the head of the Carriage Association or whatever it was? The thing...
Oh yeah, like the
Maybe?
Guild Association or something.
Yeah, something like that. What are you doing here?
Twin brother!
Quite right, sir. Just 5 shillings for a lovely photograph to commemorate a wonderful day at the hotel, sir.
Well, I think given the occasion, we could justify the expense.
Right, yes, of course.
Oh.
Oh, that's nice.
Rinosuke's so nervous.
Now they
Flag.
can die. Now they can just flat out die and it'd be fine.
No!
Yeah.
I'd like to thank you for coming with me, Mr. Naruhodo. It's really made Father very happy, I think.
Oh, well, I'm pleased then. But we were interrupted before. Professor Mikutoba was about to ask me something.
Shall we return to Baker Street then? I expect Iris will have some delicious tea waiting for us.
Yum!
Yeah, let's go.
I had some delicious tea today. I
We
went
haven't
to a
seen
tea party.
Ooh, that sounds
I
nice.
didn't. I went to my mother's place and grabbed the pizza.
Where you got tea?
Nice.
Oh, no, pizza. Pizza and tea. We haven't seen
Ooh,
Iris
pizza
in a
and
really
tea.
long time. It feels like it's been quite a
has.
few days. Yeah. I'm getting more and more anxious about Cosmo, though. Perhaps I'll try and meet with Lord Strongheart later and ask after him. Okay. There's probably nothing.
Mikutoba's dead for sure.
I don't want to be.
Or dying.
Okay, he said he
Both.
wants to go. Okay. All right, Naruhodo wants to go here.
fine.
Very intimidating room. That's you, buddy.
Here's the final draft of the opening address for tomorrow's proceedings. I've supplemented the original with the figures you asked from the yard.
I see. Excellent work, thank you.
You're welcome, my lord.
What's Lord Van Zeek's doing here?
My, there seems to be an awful lot of tension in the air, wouldn't you say?
This place is stifling enough as it is. We really don't need any more tension. Ugh. You thought I didn't see you, but I did. My apologies, I didn't notice you come in. Wink. Your small stature and dark dress make you all but invisible to me. Wow, Jesus. Oh,
Ninja.
No, it's entirely my fault for wearing black, I'm sure.
From now on, you must dress in white from head to toe whenever you come here.
Uh-huh.
Sharp.
Whoa. Now then, Mr. Naruhodo, you would be dressed like Kazuma then if you did that, so, you know, it looked kind of good.
Powder blue.
Yes, my lord. I'm right here. Kill me now. Is something wrong? Perhaps it's a little too hot in here for you. Oh, no, not at all. I mean, I've never experienced a room at such a perfect temperature. If you're sure, the beads of sweat carving their way down your face seem to suggest otherwise. Because of the daggers you're staring at me with, mainly. As you're no doubt aware, my International Forensic Science Symposium begins tomorrow. In fact, your father arrived in London earlier today, I hear, madam.
Oh, yes, that's right, my lord. He's extremely honored to have been invited.
I'll leave the remaining preparations for the meeting room in your capable hands then, Lord Van Zeeks.
I will attend at once. Bye.
Bye.
Later, nerd.
He gave you a very cold stare as he left, didn't he?
I know, but I haven't done anything, have I?
You haven't done anything yet?
Yet.
Mm.
These past few days, my feet have barely touched the ground, I must say. My dedicated right hand of many years was recently put out of action in spectacular fashion. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is your left hand still of service?
Oh, no!
Ooh.
Got him!
Oh.
Got his ass!
Ooh.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Scotland
He's
Yard, I'd like to
talking.
report a murder.
he's talking about Dr. Scythe.
Oh, of course. Oh. I'm terribly sorry about that. I was just, fear not. You've done nothing wrong. Dr. Scythe's own wrongdoing precipitated the situation. You needn't concern yourself with it any further. That would be a lot easier to do if it weren't for the piercing stare you're giving me. Lord Van Zeeks is doing an admirable job of holding the fort, though disturbingly his apprentice has been missing since yesterday. Missing?
What's become of Kazuma-sama now?
I might have to be right back.
Oh yeah? Everything okay?
Heavy wind and I heard something get knocked over upstairs, so
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
See you soon.
I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
Then his power goes out.
Would you like to look at my harness?
Don't jinx it. It would be horrible if someone were to...
Oh, bye. Could I show you this, Lord Strongheart?
Not doing that.
I'm the Lord Chief Justice. I'm not here to offer advice about evidence. Oh, right. Especially when the evidence in question is so dull. Ah, so that's the real reason. Okay, well, alright. Just figured I'd try. Just trying to make conversation. Let's talk about other things. Not long ago, visitor numbers to the Great Exhibition exceeded 30 million. 30 million? Are there even that many people in the world?
As a comparison, Mr. Naruhodo, the population of the imperial capital, Tokyo, is 2 million.
I will be opening the International Forensic Science Symposium in the exhibition's main auditorium. This event has been 2 years in the making, 2 years of preparations and negotiations with other countries. It sounds like a tremendous achievement. Congratulations! The 20th century will see the wholesale adoption of forensic investigation techniques, and cooperation between policing organizations around the globe will be essential. Which is why this landmark first symposium had to be hosted here at the heart of our great British Empire, in order that Scotland Yard can become the leading investigative organization in the New World. He's the same as ever, I see. That passion of his is quite something.
You're every bit as passionate in your own way, I'm sure, Mr. Naruhodo.
I'm the only person in this country who truly cares about a future that embraces forensic science. It was my intention to become Her Majesty's Attorney General and reform the Yard from the ground up. So the disgrace of the forensic investigation team has been a bitter blow to my ambitions. Not mad about it. I first established the forensic investigation team a year ago, experimentally to start with. With Dr. Scythe at the helm, it was steadily accruing an impressive record of achievement. I was on the verge of changing its name and elevating its status to a full-blown forensic investigation department. And can you not do that now? Obviously, nobody wants to hear anything about it at the moment. Even I can't keep this story out of the papers. 6 million Londoners will be cursing forensic science now. This incident will set back our country's advancement in the field by a good 10 years, I'd say. Unintended repercussions of our trial.
We simply couldn't have overlooked what had happened, though.
Of course not. We should all be grateful to you both.
This man is slowly turning into Alan Rickman, and I'm here for it.
Anyway, I'll still reform this country's policing when I become Attorney General. This might delay my plans, but it won't alter them. Nothing will stand in my way. Okay,
Now
that's
please
good.
show yourself to the door.
Get out. About Lord Van Zeek's apprentice? Ah, yes, that came as a surprise to me, I must say, that you and he are old friends. How did he become an apprentice of Lord Van Zeek's in the first place? It came about 3 months ago. An unidentified Asian man was apprehended by border police. They found him hiding aboard a large goods vessel.
Oh my. So he had stowed away to get here.
He had no papers
back.
to... Oh, hey. He had no papers to identify him, no passport, and he was suffering from amnesia, too. Other than the fact that he was clearly of Eastern descent, there were no clues as to who he was. So I decided to assign him to Lord Van Zeek's. That way I could keep an eye on him. But then, why the mask? I didn't want to burden Lord Van Zeek's with tiresome explanations about why he had an Eastern apprentice. Because it would be so much easier to explain why he was wearing a mask. He's proving to be a great help to Lord Van Zeek's. I have high hopes for his future. By the way, do you know where he's gone? No idea. But I believe he's left London for the time being.
Oh,
I take it you also didn't know. That the man's father was one of our country's most infamous criminals, I mean. Genshin Asogi. Well, you should talk about that too.
Did I miss anything while I was gone?
not much.
Nothing.
This man is not being a bad guy.
Yeah, he's
At all.
probably a good person.
Yes.
I see,
probably.
lying out of your asses, got it.
Mhm. What we learned
Yeah.
What we learned from that trial 8 days ago was a huge shock. Finding out my friend's father was... Ah, yes, Genshin Asogi. The professor case 10 years ago caused a great stir here in Britain.
There were such awful murders, and unprecedented. Using a ferocious dog as a murder weapon.
And no one would have believed the culprit was a foreign student invited to study here by the government. So the true identity of the killer couldn't be made public then and can't be made public now. Nobody in your country knows it was him, and neither do the citizens of London.
The main motivation was to avoid aggravating relations between our two nations at the time, I understand.
Correct. However, it has to be noted that there were some supporters of the professor's apparent cause. What? Supporters of a mass murderer? The majority of the man's victims were a blight on the aristocracy of the day. Somewhat ironically, their deaths actually benefited society as a whole. Or so a fair few thinkers in London believed, anyway.
And you're totally not one of them, right?
No, probably not, no. Right, I see. But it was still murder, wasn't it?
It seems very similar, doesn't it? To the idea of the Reaper of the Bailey.
More? No, not more. Okay.
No more.
Wait, we're just done? You just stopped talking. Do you have more? No? I guess we're leaving. Alright, bye.
Come back later with evidence?
Maybe. Sure.
Wait,
anything...
she said something about borrowing books.
Oops. Where did it say something about borrowing books? On that screen just now?
Yeah, on the screen it said like a very intimidating, we want to borrow books someday, so maybe look at the books next time we get there?
Okay, then I'll do that next time, yeah. It's November.
November! Oh, my birthday passed.
Oh. Mine too. It's good news that Professor Mikotoba arrived safely, isn't it?
Yes, it's wonderful. And the fact that Father has been invited to this important international event really makes me very proud to be his daughter.
Your father judged Shigoku and us. And Kazuma, of course. There's an ever-increasing number of Japanese here in Britain's capital, isn't there?
Well, yes, I suppose so. But London does have a population of 6 million people, so I think we're still a minority.
Susato-san's father, who came here as a visiting student 16 years ago, and Kazuma. It's almost as if some great power has been at work, drawing them here across the ocean to London. And I feel as though the waters are starting to swell again now. Okay. You know what? We got anything new to... No, wait, that's not the correct option. Pick that. I want to look at the spade, obviously. Yeah. The spade is still here. Look.
Please, Mr. Naruhodo. It's not a spade, as I think you well know. It's a shovel.
It didn't take long to reignite that old argument. Are you going to stop it? Oh.
Ah, I have an idea. Let's give the implement a name, like Professor Harebrine named his tools.
Ooh,
I love this idea.
I never thought of doing that. I'm so glad I did this.
From now on, then, let's call it Ryunosuke.
No. It's clearly much more of a Susato. The old arguments has taken a new and unexpected turn, it seems. That's great. I love that.
Are
Oh, how
you
about...
calling me a tool?
Oh. Hello.
I ain't calling you for dinner.
All the sea life seems very content in there, I must say.
I've noticed something recently, actually. The anemones breed at a most extraordinary rate.
Oh, really?
It's a mystery why the whole seabed isn't buried in a mountain of them, actually.
Oh, how splendid. That really is a mystery, isn't it?
I wish there was someone here to explain Susato-san's strange reaction to that, but okay. Yeah, you're right. Knock, 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 knock.
Oh, that's me, sorry.
Okay. This is the only other place. Jones! Oh, right, we were gonna go talk to Iris. Forgot.
Let's go.
Still November. What?
Either is that the prince from the last case, or
God,
is this
I hope not.
Sholmes?
What is that?
A man screaming in a most unflattering way.
Do you think, could it have been Mr. Sholmes?
Oh my, I do hope not.
Bah!
Oh!
What?
Oh my god, new characters, okay.
That's
casting charge-
Jay!
That's Jay?
Wait, who's me?
You're left.
The
You're
crying
the
one.
short one.
That's amazing. I don't want to do it anymore.
Mommy.
I don't want to
Stop
French
this
today.
disgraceful displace, huh?
who are these people? Look at their hair, it's bright red.
I think they must be clients of Mr. Sholmes.
The people in the intro had
Oh.
red hair.
Oh, hi.
Mhm.
Hey.
Right, you two. You're coming with me now. Down to the clink.
No, not in prison. It is dark and damp. I do not like it.
Oh, the darkness. It is my friend. I am not scared.
Wah! But you are always scared of the dark.
Shut your mouth, you idiot! I will sit quietly in the dark and plan our next daring heist.
Oh.
Wah! I do not like this. I do not like.
Well, tough. We'll finish this down at the yard. Now let's get moving.
What?
Are they
Why-
Italian?
I have no
think-
idea.
No idea.
They are. Bye then, Ginny. Have fun.
Chat, help. What what do we go with them?
Maybe the profile. Oh, no, he's going to. Maybe the profile will tell us anything.
Maybe.
Can you check the profile now? Should
Okay,
be there.
Sure, I'll have a look. Gina's here.
Nope, doesn't
No,
seem like
not
it.
yet.
Okay.
Probably until we get a name. Oh, short is Italian, tall is French. I see.
What? Oh,
Ah.
okay.
Oh yeah, thanks, Iris. And thanks, you great detective.
Oh, Cosmo's mask is here.
Gina makes a fine detective herself, doesn't she?
Oh, Susie and Bruno.
Oh, hello, Iris. We're home.
Apparently, they're wearing the flags of each other.
Aw, that's fun.
Oh.
Well,
So
did you find your daddy?
Yes, we arrived at the hotel just before he and his friend.
Oh, well, that's great news. I hope I get to see my daddy again soon.
Yes, of course.
Doctor
sticking the knife, twisted.
Dr. John H. Wilson. Oh,
Now, before we get into it, I
Uh-huh.
now realize why I voice Sholmes.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
If you look at the shelf right above I head, he has my glasses.
yep.
Yeah, I see.
Stolen.
Stole your glasses.
True
The
form.
truth revealed.
Oh,
So, Iris, all that remains now is the greatest problem known to man. What's for
What?
breakfast?
Ah!
what have you done? What have you done?
Why?
But before we concern ourselves with that, I believe some tea is in order, don't you, my dear fellows?
Did he, like, infiltrate whatever group they are?
Yeah, probably.
Is something wrong, Miss Naruhodo? Do I have a crumb or such like on my face?
Not so much on your face as on your head, I'd say. Oh.
Come along then, everyone. I brewed a lovely special blend. Time for tea.
Whatever is going on here today?
I don't think I want to know.
In that case, let us sit and drink now. For I am, in fact, expecting a guest later today. A hairdresser, would you believe?
yeah, probably. Actually, you know what? Examine first. First,
Mask.
glasses.
Oh, glasses.
Yes, Mr. Shum's curious collection of trinkets from the various mysteries he solved.
The deer incident.
Oh. The weird chicken.
It's one of my favorite parts of this room. full of items with such exciting tales to tell. And I do believe he's added to it since I've last looked. Now there's a mysterious pince nez, a mysterious little box, a mysterious little horseshoe, a mysterious biscuit.
I think that last one might just be one of Iris's unfinished snacks.
Impossible.
Mask.
Mask.
My eye is always drawn to this big metal chest that Mr. Sholmes and Iris use as a coffee table.
Not the thing on top of it?
Nah. Nah.
Isn't it where Iris keeps her very important papers?
It is, so you'd think that they'd treat it with more care, really. But only the other day I saw Mr. Sholmes kick it.
Oh no!
I suppose something must have been frustrating him.
What a shame to mistreat the furniture, though. Was it damaged?
The chest was fine, but Mr. Sholmes was doubled up on the floor for almost 10 minutes.
Oh dear. That is a painful tale.
Not gonna talk about the mask. Oh.
There we go.
The mask Cosmo wore when he was assigned to Lord Van Zeeks as his apprentice. When he cast it aside after the trial the other day, I just sort of picked it up.
We ought to give it back to him, I suppose.
But he has his memory back now, doesn't he? And I can't help feeling he might turn around and tell me coldly to wear it myself. What?
But isn't he your best friend?
What? Oh, maybe.
Right.
Okay. Time to talk.
Mr. Sholmes, who were the two gentlemen that were here before?
Oh, just a pair of petty criminals. Nothing of significance. Of course, they have to make a living somehow. And when the mood takes me, I'm willing to turn a blind eye to all manner of infractions.
When the mood takes you?
All manner of infractions.
But when such fellows set their sights on Mr. Herlock Sholmes, well, that's when the luck runs out.
Oh my. You were the target of a crime, Mr. Sholmes.
But I quickly devised a plan to entrap them and deliver them to our young detective ally.
You should have asked Gregson to come too. You could have had an arresting tea party.
I did send word, but no answer was forthcoming.
Uh-oh.
How dare he?
Uh-oh.
How dare he be preoccupied with dying?
What makes you think that he could be... Perish the thought. The man is consummately in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a word for it, I'm sure. Consummately? Yeah.
We theorized that Gregson moving was an opportunity for him to get disappeared. But wouldn't Gina go at the same time? And we just saw her.
Yes. We just saw her, yeah.
Hmm.
Gregson wouldn't leave for Paris until she was with him.
Yes.
Aha! I have it! A bungler, that's the word.
It's a good job he's not here to hear you say that. So those redheads have been up to no good?
Causing trouble in the neighborhood?
So one little pipe and I got scared.
I don't remember the next lyrics. I wonder what the men
Bel
did.
Air.
Greatest problem. What was that about the greatest of problems known to man that you mentioned before?
Is it another fiendishly intricate case, Mr. Sholmes?
How should I best explain it? Are you aware of the theory of evolution by natural selection, perchance?
Well, I think
Why is that relevant?
I've heard talk of it somewhere, possibly.
It's a revolutionary scientific theory that was newly proposed 40 years ago now. According to its author, Mr. Darwin, we humans were once apes who lived in the treetops.
Wait, what? We were apes?
Indeed, and from the very moment those apes descended from the canopy to live as humans, it has been our lot to be at the mercy of the greatest problem known to man. Where is that damn banana?
Potassium. Our lot? What is this great problem, Mr. Sholmes?
Why is it not obvious, my dear madam? The problem of rent.
Oof.
But did you not receive a rather large sum of money from Madame Trucepels only the other day?
Pshaw, a large sum? One potted herb from Iris and a new motor car for me later, and it's all quite disappeared, I assure you.
Wait, a Monica? Honestly, Hurdy, you know you squandered it.
Yes, well, anyway, 2 days ago, I discovered the answer to man's greatest problem. For the coming month, at least.
And what was the answer?
Bounties.
Oh.
Oh, why, there is a substantial clue before your very eyes.
Don't tell me. Let me see.
Humans are sorry creatures, unable to see what's right in front of their noses. Let me give you some assistance. Don't look, but observe me very closely. There is one particular feature about my person that has changed. You should notice it in the end, I think. Something. I might look like a Fire Emblem character, you don't know.
In the end,
Kinda like Roy.
Maybe.
it's been stabbing me in both eyes right from the very beginning of our conversation.
I think we might need another clue before we uncover the full answer, Mr. Naruhodo.
No, we don't.
Thanks for the hint. I'll be tearing my hair out if this charade goes on much longer. The lie you told. Talk. Mr. Sholmes, isn't it about time that you told us the truth? Just over a week ago, you said to us,
I will now tell you something of first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that.
that case aboard the SS Burya in January. Kazuma wasn't killed, and you knew he wasn't dead at the time. So what was really going on?
The fellow was unconscious for a very long time. If he hadn't regained consciousness when he did, his life would have been in mortal peril. Of course, a side effect of the prolonged comatose state was amnesia, as so you know. It was a simple enough task to silence the crew.
But how?
After they carried him out of the cabin, I assembled them in the lobby area.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Then I made them swear to leave him unconscious and have him unlaid from the ship in Hong Kong as a murdered corpse.
Oh, how horrible.
It was necessary to find some material with which to persuade the crewmen to keep their word, of course.
But why? Why do it in the first place?
I will be at liberty to elaborate in due course. But for the time being, I would like to reassure you I didn't foresee subsequent events.
What events?
his disappearance in Hong Kong.
Oh,
I believe I may have made a gross error in judgment.
Mr. Sholmes. Well, okay. Alright. Let's see. Do you want to talk to Iris? She's not over here. Where are you, Iris? Iris is gone.
not here.
What about this?
Why would you think I'm here?
Because you went to make tea! I've finally managed to remember this
In your
behemoth-
room.
Oh, okay. Remember this behemoth's name. The Great Analytoscope.
I don't think it was here when I left for Japan, was it?
Oh, is that right?
Yes, because it was with the pawnbroker.
Oh, of course.
Oh, that's given me a wonderful idea.
Uh.
I could pawn everything that's on your desk. The office would be tidy at last.
Don't even joke about it, Mrs. Otto. You are joking, aren't you? Please don't do that. Please. Yeah. Stuff over here, maybe? If I remembered correctly, this large and imposing lump of iron is called a typewriter.
To think that every single one of the adventures of Herlock Sholmes blossomed on this very machine. It's such a dreamy thought.
I actually had a go on it the other day. The metal bars that move when you hit the keys got all tangled up somehow, and that made Iris angry.
Mr. Naruhodo, you're ruining my dreamy thoughts. Please don't do that again.
Now I've made Suzato-san angry as well. I don't think I'm gonna get results by doing that. Is there something I present?
Just stop making them angry.
Okay, I guess. Makes sense. And you don't have anything else to say. Should I go somewhere?
May Lord Chief then check the books?
Sure. Okay. Why not? Hi. I'm still being scary here. Did you need something? Yeah, can I have your books? You couldn't read all of these books even if you were reincarnated 6 times over as a bookworm. Can Lord Strongheart really have read all of these?
Thinking about it, Father's study is full of books that look as though they've never been read too.
Oh, really?
Peddlers of books are forever pushing their wares on him, you see. And I think he's just too kind-hearted to refuse them.
There's a phrase for that in Britain. People would say they saw him coming.
It makes me wonder if perhaps the vast number of books on shelves in here are a sign of Lord Strongheart's overwhelming kind-heartedness.
You're funny.
I'm not so sure you could afford to have a kind heart if you had to keep Lord Van Zeeks in line, could you? Okay, the other side, or is it gonna be the same? It's the same. Okay, we tried the books. How about back here?
Does she say anything else on different places?
Maybe. The grand play, his father certainly seems to be. Are you sure we've asked everything we need to, Mr. Naruhodo? Okay, fair enough.
Maybe
You
we need
win.
to examine something.
Yeah, okay, I'll try examining a bit
Probably.
more. Maybe this newspaper.
The newspaper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This looks like what last week's edition.
What's that article circled in red ink there?
It's an advertisement column. It says,
Wow.
to the Red-Headed League.
The Red-Headed League? What's that?
I don't know. I've never heard of it before, but
Is there something on my face?
Clearly this has something to do with that lively hair.
He can't wait to talk about this.
Just
Which
waiting
is
for us
why
to
we're then not doing it.
waiting for us to figure it out. Here you go. It looks as though someone circled an advertisement in this paper, Mr. Sholmes.
To the Red-Headed League. Does that strike you in some way?
I was just thinking that just maybe it might be related to your bright red hair.
So, at last you've learned to apply my methods, Mr. Naruto.
Sorry?
In the first instance, a quite indispensable observation.
Believe me, I could have seen that hair with my eyes shut.
So then, allow me to regale you with the details of my latest exploits.
Regale or boast?
Both!
yeah, both. Okay,
Both.
What
Well,
is
that's good.
regaling if not boasting in polite company?
that's true. So what is the Red-Headed League, which seems to be the subject of the advertisement you circled?
You notice it in the papers, then? That, my dear fellow, was going to be the source of this month's rent payment.
It was? How?
According to the advertisement, the Red-Headed League is a distinguished institution of fellows of unspecified governance. In fact, the only condition of becoming a member is having red hair.
That doesn't entirely surprise me.
Well, listen to what the Lucky Redheads receive once they join. An unconditional salary of £4 a week. If
Oh my!
you join.
£4 a week?
But why? What are they paying people for?
That I don't know. No details are given in the advertisement.
But surely every red-headed person in the country would be flocking to join in that case.
You're right, Susie. There's no time to lose. I'll put in my application at once.
But Squint?
It's red.
Squint?
Pink is just light red.
Okay.
I'll buy it.
So will I. Just on the off chance.
That might be stretching a point, I think.
The trouble is, they have a fixed number of members, you see.
Oh, I see. So once a certain number of people have joined, no one else can.
But as luck would have it, one member recently passed away.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't particularly lucky for the redhead in question, I feel, Mr. Sholmes.
Is that going to be our victim?
Definitely.
So you decided to try and join in his place?
Correct. I mean, look at me. Have you ever seen such a red-headed fellow before?
No.
So why? Why did it have to go so wrong?
What on earth happened?
A blunder, Mr. Naruto, though it pains me to admit.
Oh?
What did you actually do to your hair, Mr. Sholmes?
I'm glad you asked, Mr. Zero. What you see atop my head is neither dyed nor a hairpiece.
Hmm?
Oh?
I changed the color of my hair overnight. The wonders of chemistry.
Chemistry?
Uh-oh.
I was conducting some research into a method of rejuvenating spent tea leaves. And in the course of my work, I stumbled into a potion that, when taken, turns one's hair a flame-like red. Would you to try it? It would make every hair on your head perfectly crimson.
Every hair on my body. I think I'll pass. All right.
Interesting.
But, Mr. Sholmes, is it quite safe to drink? Surely it's bad for you, isn't it?
Amateurs are always hampered by such fears.
Oh, I should have never doubted you, Mr. Sholmes. You mean to say...
But of course. To earn £4 a week, one must be prepared to turn a blind eye to a little poison.
I see. That degree of red signals more than just a little danger, surely. Could have made a red flag
So
joke.
anyway, Ernie left full of confidence yesterday with his new red hair. For the park on Lime Street, where the Red-Headed League were interviewing prospective new members.
So what went wrong?
The whole park was choked with red-haired folk, like a Costa's orange barrel. I queued for 8 hours solid before at last I reached the front. But when the panel of interviewers saw me, they immediately said, "Ah, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, are you in disguise to conduct an investigation?" So naturally, I had no choice but to reply. "Shh, don't give me away." After which, I could do little else but turn and leave. Then this morning, I look into the mirror, irritation staring within me. So I turn the pair into the police.
Oh dear, what a disaster. For Hurley and those two redheads.
So did they do anything wrong?
That's for the police to find out.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Haha! Here's my guest now, my latest client with money to spend.
Ooh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Hurley.
Remember, Iris, when we are at present gripped by the greatest problem known to man. Banana. I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulated, save locating a runaway, of course.
Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you?
Oh dear. I'm afraid the Hurley can lack a little tact, especially just before the rent is due.
Thwack? Huh?
Thwack?
Oh, hi.
Oh,
Are
hey!
you
Mr.
his landlord?
Sholmes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, please, oh, please.
Getting a lot of mileage out of the jurors.
Yeah.
Please find my husband. He's run away.
Haha!
Oh.
Too upsets me.
I beg your pardon.
Never mind. A personal matter. My apologies. What's exactly trying to say, Mr. Naruhodo?
I didn't say a word.
Come, my dear madam, be seated. Iris, some tea, if you please.
Of course.
What's the matter, Mrs. Sada?
Oh, it's just that gentlewoman.
No.
I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before.
No.
Very recently.
No. It can't be. It can't be. After I stopped squinting? No. Yes.
It's a juror!
Now that you come to mention it.
Yeah, she's just a juror. They recognize her from court.
No way.
As I explained earlier, my name is Evie Vigil. I implore you to take this case, sir. Money is no object. Simply name your figure.
32, 24, 36.
What?
Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madam. Being offered a case to solve is reward enough.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you are the picture of benevolence.
I will, of course, make a mental note of your offer, however, for contingent reasons. I will trust you will remember your words also.
If I might inquire, sir. This gentleman and lady would be...
Oh, me?
What I am about to tell you, I should like to communicate in the strictest confidence, you understand.
Then you might need a lawyer.
Ah, These are my friends. I assure you may.
friends?
Yeah. I assure you may say before this pair anything in which you can say to me.
Ah, I see.
I can vouch for the gentleman personally. After all,
Uh,
he is hard of hearing.
Why did I ever get my hopes up? You couldn't be, could you? You couldn't.
No,
You did?
I doubt
No!
I'm not so well. Forgive me for asking, Mrs. Virgil, but have we met somewhere before, quite recently, perhaps?
Oh my!
Vigil, Ark. Vigil.
Is it not Virgil?
No, no,
No.
Ark.
Yeah, it's Vigil.
Pshaw! My dear fellow, what is your intention?
Ark, she's dead. You know who else is dead? It's Cosma.
Clearly, you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. If you wish to invite the lady for tea, you must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion.
Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from the trial I attended last week?
Ah, I knew I recognized her.
To have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine.
I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now.
It must be very difficult for you as a lawyer. Being hard of hearing, I mean.
Pardon?
Oh dear, I'm so terribly sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear it. It was frippery, really, nothing more.
Now look what you've started, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you very much.
I believe it would be prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner.
Yes. Okay.
Tell us about your husband, madam.
Mr. Vigil, my daily, is 40 years of age.
Haley Vigil.
Hmm.
Eve Vigil?
I have a photograph here.
Oh. Hmm. Oh.
Hmm. Yes, Jay?
All right, come with me in a journey to Ghost Trek. He looks like a young version of the old man, mayor,
Okay.
Oh.
Was-
with the hair.
a little bit, yeah.
Now, I'm gonna guess he's very unremarkable, but it's gonna turn out he has red hair.
Probably.
Oh fuck yeah, that makes sense.
The Justice Minister, yes.
Oh yes, just yeah, that, exactly right.
The Justice Minister.
An entirely unremarkable gentleman, by appearance at least. So, how long have you been married?
Is that a recent photo? Because he looks a lot younger than 40.
Yeah.
It will be 15 years, or 15 years this year. We have a cordial relationship, and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we can live quite comfortably.
As it would appear. I need only look at you to know these things.
Oh gosh.
Your dress is the latest style. Your hat is clearly regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. In short, you have no inkling as to why your husband may have disappeared, correct?
Inkling.
We have plenty of inklings
Inkling?
today.
Yeah. That's right. He's a kind man with a strong sense of loyalty. And he rather dotes on me.
Rumi?
Mommy.
Big man.
Which would point out the possibility that he has become embroiled in some incident or another.
Oh, that is exactly what I fear must have happened. Mr. Sholmes, I am quite beside myself. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see. What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will?
What exactly is your husband's line of work?
He's a warder at a prison.
A guard. That is somewhat unusual. A warder, not a warden.
So your husband is a prison warder.
That's right, yes. Well, in actual fact, he's the chief warder.
Indeed, I see. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something as a specialist occupation.
Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see that they're carried out.
Dreadful punishments.
So he's a Morokuma.
Does she mean capital punishments?
And at such times, he must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory. But for that extra responsibility, he is remunerated more handsomely than other warders.
So this guy is responsible for carrying out capital punishments.
Yes,
Perhaps also the professors?
probably.
Mm.
Of
Could have
course,
been fake.
we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbors.
Remind me,
Hmm?
which ones are the capital ones again?
Death.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that,
capital F. Got it.
yeah.
Yes, I do believe your prudence is justified. Tell me, at what prison is your husband engaged?
Barclay Prison, Mr. Sholmes.
Really? Barclay? Ah, a fine establishment. If I'm not mistaken, there is a large cemetery just behind it.
Yup, it's the same one.
Mm.
That's correct.
Yep.
Lowgate Cemetery.
15
No.
years ago.
Lowgate Cemetery? The very place we were discussing in court. That's unbelievable.
Low Gate Waterloo.
Wow. Unbelievable, my dear fellow, and yet undeniable.
Sorry, Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid you've lost me.
Ah, pay no heed, madam, pay no heed. A private matter.
This can't really be a coincidence, can it? I don't know.
Did they
we're
say
gonna-
how long he's been the head warder?
I don't. Did they?
Maybe 15 years? I don't know if he was before they married or not. If
Hmm.
he was, then...
Hmm. Yeah, that's significant.
So, to the matter of your husband's disappearance. When did you realize he was missing?
Please, try not to laugh. It was yesterday.
I'm sorry. Yesterday?
That really is recent. Laughably so.
The truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away for his work.
No.
It's not at all out of the ordinary for him to not return home at night, but this is different.
There was blood.
For him not to make any contact for a whole day, that has certainly never happened before. Oh, my dear Daly, whatever happened? Whatever can have happened?
My dear Miss Vigil, please calm yourself. Now then, you have contacted the police?
Why, naturally, but sadly, they refuse to listen to my pleas, as my husband has only been missing for one day. I was asked to wait patiently at home.
In truth, Miss Vigil, I concur with the police. However, let's not be too hasty. I see no reason why we should not engage my deductive powers to track your husband down anyway.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
And furthermore, let me assure you, a chance to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month has no bearing on my decision. I seek only to put a sweet smile on another Londoner's face. That's all there really is to it.
You have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay any sum you care to mention.
Jackpot.
You seek only to put this sweet's rent in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, Iris is your landlady, isn't she?
Actually, they might be talking about I don't remember her name. She's an actual character from the Sherlock Holmes canon. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name off the top of my head.
Thank you for everything you have shared with us, Miss Vigil. I believe I have all the information I need to begin my investigation.
Oh, please report to me with good news, sir. Soon.
Fear not, madam. In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a heartening report, I am quite sure.
So soon? Oh, well, how splendid, Mr. Sholmes.
Good news should be delivered early, I always say. If you would be so kind as to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession.
Photograph of Mr. Vigil has been entered in the court record. My court record.
Thank you. Now allow me to show you the door. It's mahogany.
I can't thank you enough, Mr. Sholmes. You've been simply marvelous.
You know, I think it every time, Hurley. But how do you come out with such nonsense? Good news in a day or two. Are you sure?
Range, glorious range. Oh, I can't be sure, of course. But then I didn't swear on it. I merely gave the woman some hope. And I hope to be able to give her good news, one might say. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of the day tomorrow. If by that time I've successfully located Mr. Vigil, we shall be mutually relieved. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
Don't look at me with those pleading eyes.
Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details on the case?
Yes, my hearing is surprisingly good, actually.
Excellent! And what did you make of it?
Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked, at Barclay Prison, I mean.
Ah, so you noted that.
Of course. Especially with the mention of Lowgate Cemetery.
Oh, I
luck,
did
Seth.
not expect this.
Where's the voice mod? Find it quick!
Push the button, push the button!
Lowgate Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison.
It's a good, quick turnaround.
So it was renowned among our students at the university for being haunted by the ghosts of the condemned convicts.
Barclay Prison is where that notorious man was incarcerated.
The professor.
And now a warder from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem.
It's all very peculiar.
Indeed, but nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruhodo.
Sorry?
Run along to the prison and see what you can glean, would you? Help with the rent. It's the prison governor you want. No doubt the man is equally worried.
But aren't you going to go yourself?
Surely you needn't ask. I can't be possibly seen out with this hat.
That's fair.
No, it's not. Put on the hat.
Okay. But didn't you go to Lime Street with that hair?
That was quite a different matter. There was money involved.
Is it the money involved?
So,
There
I,
might-
well, no promise sum. Here I have help. So I will leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm rather busy buying every bottle of shampoo in town.
But it's a chemical thing. You literally changed your hair color.
I have to try something.
Of course you are. And of course you do. Alright, bye, Shams. Good luck with that. Iris is not here. Iris is invisible.
Bye.
Incorporeal. Okay, goodbye. Let's go.
I'm trying to. I should be thinking about this because it's a video game. Are there anything that would change the color of your existing hair would also
think
change
so,
the
but-
color of your skin and eyes?
Yeah, I was gonna say exposure to it on your hair could change it, but yeah.
Like if he's like changing the melanin in his hair to red, then like his skin would be pink and his eyes would be red, right? Right?
Yeah, I know this, of course.
It's
I
a
don't
Schultz
know.
concoction.
Yeah. Video games. Barclay Prison is on the
Yes.
outskirts of London, backing onto a lonely burial ground. Its 4 high outer walls loomed quietly before us in the fog. Having requested a meeting, we were shown to the governor's office in the watchtower. Is it spooky here? It is.
Oh, that is so spooky.
Yeah, I would call this spooky.
Hey,
That is an awesome.
what is a
I want
bird?
that clock.
I don't think I want that
love
clock. That clock
What
would
is
scare the shit out of
happening
me.
in this room?
I want that bird and that deer.
It is November right now. Whoa!
Oh.
Who?
Big.
I think it's
Uh,
Saps.
I think it's Saps. Yeah.
That's me?
Yeah,
I think so.
That's me.
Wow.
I think that is your
Yeah.
Yeah,
fourth
third
to
from
last character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, next to the right. hand.
Oh.
This
Yeah.
place is full of hardened criminals. I can't even remember the last time a civilian was doing here.
Oh, you're
Panic.
It's
Scottish.
Scottish?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you didn't want to talk it to an inmate, but to me.
Wow.
My name is
Ooh.
goddamn, what's it? Armstrong.
You're kind of
Do you can know who I am? I'm the governor Barricade. Hmm?
Oh, yes, it's a pleasure. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer.
So this is Caden.
Yeah.
And an Easton I see. Does that mean?
Where did we hear the name Caden before? Who said it?
From our friends at the hotel,
Yes.
Yeah.
What did they say about him?
Mikatoba.
I don't remember what they said about him. Oh well.
Hmm.
Yes, I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan.
Japan! Did you say Japan?
Yes.
Oh. Well, there's no any of your coins in here, laddie. Maybe you should have tried the prison next door, eh?
I didn't notice another prison next door, sir.
Anyway, we came to ask you some questions about...
I didn't like him to be direct, but I no intention of speaking with you like so you suspicious looking Easterners.
Okay, you suck.
Now get out of my hair.
So as soon as he finds out we're from Japan, he reacts like this. That surely means...
I think it's because of the professor case.
You think so too? Maybe. 10 years ago, Genshin Isogi, also known as the Professor, was incarcerated at this prison. And then, after his execution, he apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison.
Am I unknown? You're sniffing around the Buddha case, aren't you? Your agents, eh? For Professor Square Web, no doubt.
No, not at all. We're just...
Get going here before I punch your lights out.
Don't do that. Also, I just realized your belt buckle and your button, they're supposed to look like prison bars. That's good.
Oh,
We're going! We're
Also,
going!
the stripes on his waistcoat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it looks like prison garb. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Clearly the ghost of that killer still haunts this place. We're not going to get anywhere here unless we can somehow prove to this man that there's nothing suspicious about us.
Governor Caden,
What are you thinking, Mr. Zano?
I feel sure that name came up in conversation recently somewhere.
Oh, you're gonna mention Mikotoba and he's gonna make a 180.
Mm.
I was wondering if whoever mentioned him might have some ideas to help us.
Come to think of it, I have the same feeling. Okay,
Boy now.
can we try? Oh,
I said get out!
wow, I've never gotten interrupted from that option.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let
bye.
me look.
I don't think.
I
Nope.
don't think he's gonna let us.
Nope.
Get out!
No, he mad. He mad. We can leave.
But look at our bench.
No. We'll just go back here. Oh, hey,
Oh,
buddy.
hi.
Hey.
That's Professor Mikotoba over there reading a 9-day-old newspaper.
Hello, you two. I was just taking a moment to catch up on the world now that I'm unpacked.
But where's Judge Jigoku?
Yes, he's not the relaxing sort. He's taking himself off to pay his respects to all the legal bigwigs.
Having only... Oh,
Having only just arrived in the country today, goodness, he's full of energy.
Professor, you mentioned something before about how you'd known the prison governor at Bark Lake Prison.
Oh, Governor Caden, you mean?
So it is the same man.
Father, we must speak with the governor. But he refused to talk to us. He said we were suspicious Easterners.
Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story.
Oh, would you? That would be wonderful if you have the time now.
Sadly, as you can see, I'm very busy at the moment.
What do you mean? Busy drinking
the paper.
coffee on a comfortable settee?
Now, I have rather a lot to prepare for tomorrow, you know?
But, oh, sorry. I didn't say that out loud, did I?
No, you did not.
You Mikotobas are alarmingly good at reading people's thoughts.
Or could it be that you Naruhodos are alarmingly bad at hiding your thoughts?
Are they finally addressing it?
Yes.
Let's not fall out now. I have an idea.
He's gonna write us a note.
Let's not fall out, boy.
What's he writing on that piece of paper?
Peace.
Here's a letter of introduction for you. Hopefully when he sees my name, he'll change his tune.
Ah, thank you. Letter of introduction has been added to the court record.
Good luck then.
Thank you. Okay, bye. We'll leave you now. Back to the prison. Yes. Well, hi there. Would you like
So sturdy.
this thing? Take it. If you just cast your eyes over this, Governor Caden.
What's this then? You can't pull wool on my eyes, you girlfriend awesome Japanese student. Mikotoba. That young jock from Forensic Laboratory. That Mikotoba.
Yes, exactly. Him.
Oh dear, perhaps I should have said something sooner. I'm Yujin Mikotoba's daughter, Susato.
Jinx! You're the young man's toy! And you did not think to mention that before.
I do apologize.
Ah, well, you best take a seat then. Can I offer you a cup of tea, perhaps?
All right. Oh,
And don't forget to try on the can of biscuits.
how big are you? Oh, you're right.
I'm not big, I made everything small.
He likes tiny food.
I like to be tall.
Your father's influence is nothing short of amazing.
I'm bitterly regretting not announcing who I was from the outset now. You're right.
So I took a sip. So then, what can I do for you then?
Well, we're currently investigating a case.
Well, if the biscuit's a little.
It's one of
No.
your it's one of your warders, you see. He's gone missing.
Missing.
That's right. It's surely been reported to you as well, being the prison governor.
I ain't heard nothing of the sort. There's no missing persons in my prison.
Oh,
But how can that be? Because he's been missing for a day?
it's Mr. Daily Visual, your chief warder.
Visual!
That's right. His wife came to us and asked us to investigate his disappearance. Let's get the part about him only going missing yesterday for now. Clearly that means something to him.
Would you be so kind as to tell us what you know, sir?
Aye, of course.
Cool. But first, what we got in here?
Let's take a look-see.
An axe, a hunting rifle, and 4 pairs of handcuffs. Okay, I looked at the desk, but that's fine. That's a daunting collection.
There's a story behind every one of those.
You mean the rifle was a famous killer's murder weapon, and the axe was wielded by an infamous executioner? And the handcuffs were once used to immobilize a fierce 4-legged beast when it was arrested?
I think you're in the realms of fantasy now, Mr. Naruto.
No, it's
Oh, you got a point.
Oh.
Not those kind of stories, Jimmy.
Oh.
Who's Jimmy?
That axe was the one I used to chop down the cherry tree at my house. Miss Caden, one on, please.
Mahus.
And the cuffs on the left are the ones I caught my first burglar with back when I was a Bobby.
Hmm.
He's really working with that comb.
I like my hair nice.
The stories were a little different to those you imagined, I think, weren't they?
Yes, to my relief, and in some small way, my disappointment. Okay. Picture. Oh,
Please explain the clock.
Oh,
soon.
I suppose these are all former governors of Barclay Prison, are they?
Either that or former inmates who the government has sent to the gallows.
Oh dear. They all have such severe expressions, I really couldn't deny either possibility.
Especially the one on the extreme right. His expression goes beyond severe into a whole new territory. Oh,
that one's me.
Ah! I'm terribly sorry, sir.
is it a prerequisite of the job, perhaps? Having a severe expression, I mean.
Of course it's not. Although, it is taken into consideration.
A lot. Okay, here you go. This grandfather clock is...
It's fitted with a terrifying blade that keeps dropping down.
It's modeled on the guillotine, a French execution device. You might heard of it. Ah yes, before you ask, it can't chop.
Heads off, you mean?
Hammers, no, chaos and positive and so forth.
But to collect the pieces, you would have to reach in.
There's a drawer.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's quite convenient, actually.
If you place a lock at the bottom of the morn, but even it will be called to clean the hand too. In the morning?
huh? Is it actually really dull?
I guess so.
Well, the blade must have an almost indescribable edge on it then.
Ugh, that's worse. Nothing? Really? Oh.
Hmm?
That's a very large cabinet full of papers, isn't it? It's labeled inmate register, look. And all these files are in alphabetical order.
50-year records of Barclays inmates. Well, not they left alive after serving the term.
All these about crimes to commit are recorded here. Like an epithet, you might say.
A record of crimes and punishments. How dispiriting.
And yet, this man seems to be enjoying tea and biscuits as he talks about it.
Biscuit.
Bird. I'd never have expected to find a parrot in prison. It must be a governor's pet. Don't think it was a parrot.
Given where we are, it's hard not to see the poor creature as a prisoner.
Aw. It's Jay.
Let me out! Dinner gonna kill me!
Ah!
By the way, that direction is south. What?
Oh my god. Only I am gonna get that. Thank you, though. Has the bird learned to mimic the plaintive cries of the inmates in the cells?
Oh, no. It was one of the three siblings, you see. And it still calls out the names of your two brothers like that all the time.
Oh. Right. Oh.
Let me out! Dinner gonna kill me!
Aye, I hear you, laddie. You want your dinner, eh? Didn't I do it?
Okay.
Didn't do it!
We're gonna interview that bird.
Okay, let's talk.
And cross-examine the parrot.
Oh, I hope so. We understand that. I mean, that's not a parrot, right? Isn't it like a toucan?
I mean,
I have
We-
no idea.
We understand that Mr. Vigil is the chief warder here at the prison.
Aye, that was. Strong sense of responsibility and dedication to the job. No doubt about it. It was a fine water.
Sorry, did you say was?
Aye, he did not work here no more. He left the job.
Oh my!
When was this exactly?
There's a question. When was it about? I cannot have it been much less than that. What? 10 years ago now.
What?
What?
10 years ago? He stopped working here 10 years ago?
Aye, as I minded. Dear Ken, I hadn't heard the fellow's name in all of that time. That's a word if it's gone missing though.
But Miss Virgil made no mention of it.
I think perhaps, Mr. Naruto, that his wife simply doesn't know. I think she's unaware that he no longer works here.
Governor Caden, can you tell us what happened? Why did Mr. Vigil give up his job here?
Guess once. That's important, is it?
Yes, I believe it may be.
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruto?
I can't help wondering, given that it was 10 years ago.
Ah!
Which was exactly when the professor was being held at this prison. Yup.
So, Mr. Vigil actually resigned from the position of Chief Warder 10 years ago, you're telling us. What happened to make him leave the job?
In actual fact, he didn't leave the job willingly. He had no choice in the matter.
You mean he was dismissed?
It was after a particular walk.
Sorry? A walk?
Aye, that's it for it around here. A walk to the gallows.
An execution.
It's the job of the chief warder to prepare the gallows tree and oversee any executions, you see. Only Vigil did something unthinkable on the last walk he was manning.
What did he do?
I'm sorry, but I can't reveal that information. What I can tell you is a very for chief warder to be relieved of his post.
But why wouldn't Mrs. Vigil know about it? She appears to be under the impression that her husband still works here.
I wouldn't know about that, afraid.
What is the sentence?
I can't know about that.
Ken anything? Okay.
I wouldn't know any. Ken means no
Oh.
in Scots.
Can you perhaps answer one more question about the circumstances of his dismissal?
Ken. And what would that be, Ann?
That last execution that Mr. Vigil was responsible for overseeing, was it by any chance the professor's?
My thoughts exactly.
I'm sorry, I really am. But I'm at no liberty to answer that.
I see.
All right.
My father came to Britain all those years ago in order to study forensic medicine. But you seem to have been well acquainted.
In their room, the prison and the cemetery have a lot to do with one another. After all, they're fresh corpses for forensic research. Do you ken?
Yes, I can imagine.
The advancement of medical science isn't always particularly palatable.
Your father worked in a laboratory just on the far side of the graveyard. In the basement of St. Sinners. It's still in use today.
Saint Sinners. That's come up before, I'm sure.
Yes, that's right. We've been there.
Ikatoba and I have to use the ride and the cash together and negotiate terms.
For more fresh material, I suppose.
I have used to sit there in here and for hours and gab on about dissection and all sorts. Oh, it takes me back. Or a pot of tea and a plate of cough biscuits, of course.
How charming.
He was a good fellow, your father. Reliable and dead set on his work. But I'm afraid I'll never understand you Japanese.
Because of Genshin Asogi, I suppose.
Well, I can't tell you anything else.
Thank you so much for your time, Governor.
Oh, one moment before you're away, Hen. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. I found it. Yeah, take this as a wee souvenir for the visit to the prison.
What is it?
That's Vigil's dismissal notice. It's 10 years ago, 10 years old now, of course.
Oh my! Are you sure?
Aye, it's no trouble at all. It's not nor the original mine.
I see. Thank you very much, Governor Caden.
Well, in return, do me a favor and never come back here. That case is closed.
Well, I think we ought to return to Baker Street for the time being.
Yes, I agree. We need to report back to Mr. Sholmes with what we found out about Mr. Vigil. Okay, I can do that. Oh, what will he tell Mrs. Vigil, I wonder? I don't know. We'll find out.
Time to take a sip.
November.
Uh,
We're back!
hello, you two.
Yeah.
I guessed it! I thought you'd be back before long, so I picked some scones for us all.
You won the coin flip. Ah, that's what this... Ah! Oh my god.
Greetings, my dear fellows!
When did you get isekai'd?
This is better.
You've returned a good deal sooner than I was anticipating.
You know what?
and-
That's a nice color on you.
Yeah.
Now he's anime.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Mr. Sholmes.
I went from Roy to Moth.
Hello, Mr. Sholmes.
Say nothing. Your thoughts are written all over your faces in any case. It turns out that it has been advisable to test my hair color restoration tonic before application.
Mm.
Oh my.
Right, tell me, what's of our water friend? Have you garnered some new information?
So wait a minute, is the implication not that you took a new one, but that the old one eventually just changed to this?
I think it took a new one, but it didn't restore it properly. And this is the
Maybe.
Hmm.
Oh,
you know.
yes, something very surprising, in fact, though it's not a patch on your hair, to be honest.
It most certainly isn't, but still, we discovered
What?
something that.
Is that gonna be?
Fish and chips, man?
I think it's
Yes.
water. No.
Sholmes! Drop
Not me,
everything,
yeah.
Sholmes. This is far more important.
Gina? Oh no.
I can't
no.
Adam and Eve it.
Ark, why did you call it? Why did you jinx it?
Mm.
What's happened?
Clearly a very grave matter indeed. For Miss Lestrabe, no mention of my hair whatsoever.
It's the boss.
No.
What do you mean, Inspector Gregson?
He's going to Paris.
No. Absolutely not.
The boss is. He's.
God damn it!
No!
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 Or is he being fake death?
They just found his body. Shot with a pistol.
What?
But. Inspector Gregson?
He was only 2 days from retirement.
He was murdered?
Damn
Well,
it.
there goes one of my voices.
No, Grexy.
Come in, my dear girl. Tell us the whole story.
Oh no. No. Are you serious, Gina? Inspector Gregson was really shot?
I don't know, but I don't know much about what's happened myself yet. They're still there investigating the scene.
Where did this take place?
A little rented room in a building full of flats on Fresno Street.
The outskirts of town, nowhere near his home. He was perhaps investigating a case then.
The thing is, no one at the yard knows nothing about no case around there. Oh, how strange. Boss was... He was so good to me. I know I ain't much yet, or I know I ain't up to much yet, but one day I was gonna show him. I was gonna show him, and I'd become a proper detective.
Oh, Ginny.
This is awful.
Ah.
So, who did this? Do you have any idea who the culprit is?
They got him already. Already?
It's gonna be our man.
It's gonna be a man.
They've caught the shooter so soon?
He's gonna have red hair.
A witness reported something was going on, and the boys got straight down there and took care of him. Who? What awful person did this? I still can't believe it myself.
Oh no.
Gina? It was the Reaper.
Ooh, fancy.
Are we defending Van Steeks?
Wait a minute. You don't mean they've arrested Lord Van Zeeks for it?
That's right. The Reaper bloke's gone and shot the boss.
No! Lord Van Zeeks! No. No.
That can't be.
No.
Are you quite sure, Miss Lestrade? It's Barack Van Zeeks the police have arrested?
I saw him with my own eyes. In the interview room at the yard. I don't believe it. But there were witnesses, and they're all saying it was him. So you mean there were actually multiple witnesses? They heard the gunshot, apparently. And when our lot got to the scene, there was only the boss and the Reaper bloke in the room.
But there's no way Lord Van Zeeks would have taken Gregson's life. I just don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
Thank you for informing us, Miss Lestrade. This really is most terrible news. I am dreadfully sorry.
What are you saying sorry for? You didn't do nothing. Well, anyway, I'm taking a cab over to the scene right now. Please, come and all, as soon as you can. You've gotta help.
Okay.
It's a detective's lot to appear wherever some sinister plot is unfolded. Little wonder we look all haggard. Sometimes these things are almost too much for the nerves.
Mr. Sholmes.
What use is there for being a great detective if I fail to see something like this coming? How could I let this happen to Gregson? To Gregson?
Oh.
Oh.
Mr. Naruhodo, I shall leave at once to begin my investigations.
Of course, yes, we will too.
It would be helpful if you could talk to Mr. Reaper and see what you can glean. I'm sure you were intending to do so anyway. Until later, then.
Okay. Inspector Gregson dead, and Lord Van Zeeks arrested.
Rooney, Susie, I've called you handsome. It's Rooney. Oh, Rooney. Sure. It's waiting outside.
Thanks,
Oh,
Iris.
you called us handsome? Thank you.
Shall we, Miss Susano?
Yes.
So who's gonna be the prosecutor?
Probably.
Big bad guy?
Kazuma?
Kazuma.
Oh.
Maybe Cosmo. Maybe.
It's gotta be.
That would be kind of cool. Be up for that. Yeah, no, we gotta get right over there. Fresno Street.
Edward.
Yeah.
Edward!
Basically.
We're gonna start here.
Oh, I could totally see. Well, I guess this is like the third game condensed into one trial, right?
Mm-hmm.
They probably wanted to do a lot more with Cosma.
Isn't
Well, I
there
don't-
one more trial
yeah,
after this?
I don't think we're on the last trial.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Chill.
Which makes me scared for the last one then.
Unless we are. I don't know. This really is an out-of-the-way part of London. I doubt many people find their way down this back street. So this dust-ridden, rented old room is where it happened then.
So this is where poor Inspector Gregson lost his life.
Yes, and the policemen are already hard at work investigating, it seems. I don't see Mr. Sholmes anywhere, though. Perhaps his investigations have taken him elsewhere?
Oi, what do you think you're doing here? Every one of them drawers has got to be taken out so you can look underneath and all. I want the space above the ceiling checked, and don't forget to look inside the chimney stack too. Blimey, ain't you lot ever gone over an house looking for dough when the owners are out of town?
Gina's obviously got some unique investigative techniques she wants everyone to adopt.
Oh, so you've turned up at last. Mind you, I ain't been here long myself.
Hello again, Gina.
Sholmes
Oh.
has only just left. You're lucky you missed that.
Wow, that was fast.
He went prancing around in here, pointing at stuff and flicking at that and flicking at Adovison and then just Scarbird. Okay.
Out of his hand?
Out of his hand and then just Scarbird.
Hmm.
Oh, he's finished investigating already, you mean? Yeah, he didn't stop to say nothing to no one. Not even me.
Gina, would you mind if we investigated too?
Listen, Odo. You're a lawyer, right?
Yes. Why?
Well, you're not thinking of trying to help that Reaper bloke, are you?
Oh, poor Gina. She's never going to forget, is she? That trial will haunt her forever.
Gina, if you don't mind me saying, if Lord Van Zeeks really is responsible for his crime, he will be duly and fairly judged in court. I suppose you're right, yeah. Go on then, Odo. Get investigating. Get investigating. I want to know the truth about what really happened here.
Thank you, Gina. Okay. Examine first, I think. Alright. Hey, buddy. Excuse me. This is gonna be Wander.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Inspector Elsa.
Poor man. He can't possibly be able to focus on investigating when he's so upset. Oh, okay. That's a J. Excuse me.
Sorry, sir. Can't see a thing, sir. Too many tears, sir.
Oh no.
Right, perhaps I better leave it at your
Gregson.
word. Oh,
Gregson was loved by his men.
this is sad.
He's swimming in the fishes in the sky.
Excuse me.
If you're looking down on us from the great beyond, Inspector, don't worry. We'll look after things at the yawn.
I've interrupted some deep thoughts here. Maybe I'll just leave these people
Gregson!
alone. God. Oh? The top of one of the candles in this candle holder has been completely blown off.
Yes, there's some wax splattered on the wall behind. Look,
I suppose if a bullet had hit it. What?
it does seem likely that the bullet hit the candle,
Maybe I should have come into this later.
having first passed through the inspector's body.
Now that wax on the wall looks like blood to me. Okay. Don't really have the context for that yet. I think we'll look at these first. Okay. This is presumably the murder weapon then.
Oh my. Is it real, I suppose?
I think so. Guns are so rare in Japan, I really know very little about them.
There's one way to know for sure, Mr. Naruhodo. Fire a shot.
No. If I did that, I'd be looking for a skilled lawyer to represent me in court. Slightly safer just to ask someone who might know, I think. Okay. Alright. Gregson. So I suppose this is where the victim...
That's right. The rope is later on the body to show exactly how it was found.
Poor Inspector Gregson himself has already
Poor
been taken...
Inspector Gregson himself has already been taken away.
I agree. And would probably be under Dr. Scythe's scalpel by now, if not for what happened last week.
Was he wearing a red wig?
Yeah, I think he was investigating the redhead gang. From the shape of the rope.
From the shape of the rope, it would appear that the inspector was curled up into a ball.
Sorry.
Get no lines here. Well, except for that one. Enjoy it.
Are you feeling all right, Mr. Naruhodo? You look as though you've seen a ghost.
I know it's just a rope, but well, it conjures up quite a terrifying image. That's all. Especially with that blood stain next to it.
Oh, I do understand. In some ways, what we picture in our minds can be even worse than reality.
Sato-san is so strong, though. She's taking this far better than I am. Okay. Ever since we came in here, I can't take my eyes off this thing.
Oh, funnily enough, neither can I. It's a
oh.
hairpiece. Oh, my bad.
It's okay. It's a hairpiece, isn't it?
It is. It is a bright red hairpiece.
And I suppose the fact that it's right there next to where the body was found means we have to accept that Inspector Gregson wore wigs, does it? Oh, come on.
And in such a flame-colored red, too.
Yes, that's a color we've come across very recently somewhere, isn't it?
Exactly. This is a vital clue, I'm sure of it.
Wouldn't he have to disguise his facial hair, too?
Maybe
Red-
he did.
Red hairpiece.
Went for the Mario look.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Oh.
it'll work. Oh, what's this?
It would appear to be a little model policeman. It's rather charming, isn't it?
Oh, it's
in a way.
cute.
Seeing as
Also,
it's
some
on...
people's beards are different color than their hair. It's natural.
Okay, that's true. Seeing as it's on the floor here, do you believe it belonged to Inspector Gregson?
It's a little hard to imagine Lord Van Zeeks playing with something like this.
It's only about 8 centimeters tall. It could have fallen out of someone's pocket, I suppose. I think we should record it as evidence, just in case.
Yes, I agree. It is rather delightful, after all, in a way.
Policeman figurine has been out of the court record. Great. Is there more? Yes. What did we have? Oh. Somebody's very Is it haphazardly or haphazardly?
It is haphazard.
God. Somebody's very haphazardly nailed these boards over the broken glass, haven't they? You couldn't even really call it a window anymore.
Well, if you remember the window in Mr. Natsume's room, that was totally blocked up with bricks. This one does
What?
at least let in...
You could say nothing more about it. I'm starting to feel even more sorry for Mr. Natsume now. Aw. Oh, hello?
Oh, it's a photograph stand. I suppose it must be a picture of one of Inspector Gregson's family members. Ah,
Wait, what's the matter? Your eyes look like they're about to pop out of your head.
they are! Look, Mr. Naruhodo, quickly!
Why do I feel like this woman is familiar
She-
somehow?
Rinosuke!
Of course she's familiar. We only met her this morning.
Ah! It's Miss Vigil!
This makes no sense. Why would a picture of Miss Vigil be here?
Squint.
Squint! Listen, I'm trying to keep the squinting to a minimum, but I'm gonna squint.
Squinting on several different fronts.
Yeah. I can squint in silence, I hope you know. I don't think I've ever been more
No.
stumped.
I'm sorry to say, I have no idea either.
What's this?
This looks like some sort of notice board or something.
And it's absolutely covered in scraps of paper.
Mr. Naruhodo, look!
This you mean? It's an autopsy report, isn't it?
And there are case notes here, and details of prison inmates.
Yes, in fact, they're all...
inmates.
In fact, they're all the sorts of documents that only a detective could normally acquire. What on earth went on in this room?
Some old newspaper cuttings. Ah, and this one here.
Oh yes, the advertisement you mean. To the Red-Headed League. But why? What's that doing here?
Whoever occupied this room was clearly interested in it for some reason.
Probably Gregson.
I found it, by the way.
Oh?
Arc squinting silently in the background.
I couldn't hear that.
It was quiet, but
With a squeaky door.
I see. An empty fireplace makes a room feel even colder than it would be otherwise, doesn't it?
It's thick with dust, look. I think it would be fair to say it hasn't been used in a very long time.
In other words, whoever lived in this room must have been extremely hardy in cold weather.
Or nobody lived in here at all, and merely visited when the occasion arose. I wouldn't like to say which is more likely.
No, that's all right. It's one or the other. Okay. No, this not really. Okay. The drawers, the door, anything else? Maybe we're done. Kind of looks like we're done. Okay. Gina, let's talk. Gina, what was Inspector Gregson doing here in the first place?
That's what I want to know. It's what? Half a year since I got out of the clink? That's when I decided to give up me diving and become a detective instead.
Oh yes, Mr. Sholmes twisted the inspector's arm to agree to take you on as an apprentice, didn't he?
Something like that, I think. Anyway, the point is, I didn't really know much about the boss till then. But it turns out he's a bit of a legend at the Yard. Goodness, really? They say he managed to solve some really tricky case. Just like that.
He did.
Yep. And ever since then, he started going out on all sorts of investigations. But always on his own. No one else at the Yard even knows what half of the cases he's working on are, apparently.
That's not how it's supposed to work, is it? So what was the legendary inspector doing in a dingy little room like this?
I know he had a lot of respect for the Reaper and all. And look where that landed him.
Respect for the Reaper? In what way?
I heard him say as much. I take my hat off at the fella, or his words.
Not how the general public feels, is it? Most people are terrified of the Reaper.
Yeah, the boss said that's exactly why he's respected the bloke.
I didn't realize Gregson held the Reaper in quite such high regard.
He said something else to me and all. That I didn't need to worry about the Reaper, because he only goes after people with a bad. It did kind of set my mind at ease when he said that.
Right. What is this place then? Does anyone live here?
Apparently it's been rented by some cove called Hugh Boone. Hugh Boone.
It's a sort of here today, gone tomorrow name, that, isn't it?
Yeah, he's what we call an unidentified person. We haven't been able to get in touch with him.
I see. Well, judging from appearances, I'd have to say this place hasn't been lived in for a long time, if ever.
Right? All the lads from the Yard piled down to get struck into investigation. But there's so little here, no one knew what to do with themselves. I do wonder.
Yes, Miss Usato?
Well, could it be that this Hugh Boone is in fact Inspector Gregson himself?
What? How could that be?
Well, if he was investigating on his own, it's quite possible that this is in fact some kind of secret office of his.
I'd never even considered that, but it makes sense.
Nice work, Suze. We're actually following a line of inquiry like that ourselves.
You are.
If you look around the room, you'll see there's a few hints or a few things that hint at it.
We should really investigate this place in detail. Already did it. We good.
I see that I see that's where the poor inspector was found over there. Yeah, that's right. They said it was a single bullet what did him in. Apparently the bullet went right through him and struck that candle tree on the wall.
Oh yes, it's blown one of the candles apart completely. So I'm not quite following this. Which one of these are they saying the bullet hit?
The tall one? Because that's the one that
It looks
different.
burned instead of melted.
Yeah, I
That makes
guess.
sense.
I'm not sure I'm following just yet.
And the gun used is there on the floor. It's the Reaper's, isn't it? No denying that.
What? Really?
How do you know that? Take it easy. I don't know what to do with myself when you stare at me with them big old eyes. Stop staring at me with those big old eyes. I'm only saying what I've heard. I don't know much about guns myself. But there's some bigwig lawman or whatever who said so. Why don't you ask him?
A bigwig lawman, is it?
Anyway,
Strongheart?
maybe.
Maybe.
Anyway, Fresno Street runs along under that window there. There were some street sellers just outside who heard the gunshot. Oh, but I don't recall seeing anybody outside. Yeah, they've all been taken down to the yard for questioning, that's why. We're talking about the yard's legendary inspector here, after all. They'll be getting a grilling.
Do you think we might be able to speak with those street sellers ourselves?
I doubt it. The lads at the yard will just run and know what you're snooping around for, and you'll be up for a grilling and all.
So we can't interview the witnesses then. Shame. Okay. Well, we just got a whole bunch of evidence. So much evidence, God. Here, why don't
Yeah.
you take...
Well, we can
Hey.
take a look at the candle.
Yeah, sure. Oh,
Oh, I
Okay.
meant like actually examining it.
yeah, I'll do that next. Gina, what do you make of this?
What is that? Evidence? Work something out about what happened, have you?
Oh, no, not exactly.
I ain't been long enough in the job to get all this deducting business yet. But I swear I'm gonna get the person what did this to the boss.
Okay, now we can look. So what's going on up here?
Oh, that's the one that got hit.
Yeah.
Ah, there's some black marks here, look.
Yes, they sort of look like scorch marks.
So perhaps the bullet struck the candle here, do you think? It's only this one candle that's been cracked in half, it seems.
Yes, I think you might be right. Firearms are rarely used by criminals in Japan, so I'm afraid I'm not particularly knowledgeable about them.
There's something that you can deduce about the length of these
Yeah.
candles, and I'm not sure what it is yet.
I'm gonna
think-
guess all of them are lit at the same time, but the bullet stopped the one on the left now from
That-
melting further down.
That makes a lot of sense.
Will
Yeah.
probably have something to do with figuring out the time of the murder,
I gotta,
or like how long he was dead.
gotta keep that in my mind. I'll remember that.
We're gonna
Okay.
get a jury member that knows exactly about how long candles burn.
A wax man. I suppose this must have been the murder weapon.
I'm the wax man.
Oh my. It is real, I suppose.
I think so. Guns are so rare in Japan, I really know very little about them, blah, blah, blah.
Didn't they say something exactly like this?
Are they basically, well, this looks new.
Yes.
Perhaps someone more familiar with front, yeah, okay, alright, fine. Yeah, it's the same.
Hmm.
Pachoo! What about
Ah,
back
ah.
here?
Careful where you point that thing.
Okay, alright, I'll do better in the future. I guess that's gonna be the end of that. Yeah, I kinda wanna look in the chamber and see how many bullets there are. Oh well. How about this? Yep.
We don't know.
I'm
how
gonna
to
guess
do
we
that.
don't know how to open the chamber, so we're waiting for someone familiar to do
Ah.
it for us.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
always wondered what the underside of a hair piece looks like.
That doesn't surprise me at all, Mr. Naruhodo. You always want to see what lies beneath, don't you?
I'm not sure that's quite how I put it. You must have to use a lot of bird lime to keep it in place on your head. Bird lime, yeah. So it doesn't get blown off in a gust of wind, I mean.
Glue?
That might be a little inconvenient when you wanted to take it off again, don't you think?
And it's a terrible use of your bird lime. How about this?
A sticky substance spread onto twigs to trap small birds.
Huh.
Hmm.
Alright.
The helmet of this charming policeman appears to be a little worse for wear.
I'm not convinced about the charming part, but yes, you're right. The head part looks like it's been fairly heavily manhandled. Almost as if somebody has enjoyed twisting it around and around for fun.
Aww.
Shall we try?
It's a stress toy.
Shall we try twisting it around and around too for fun? Oh, we did. Oh.
Oh,
What's that?
it appears to be some sort of key.
Oh,
But it's tiny though. It couldn't be a key for a door, not at that size. So what is it for, I wonder?
A save?
Hmm.
Hang on, let me look at that.
Little
What the hell?
lockets.
What the hell? All right.
Maybe it's
Bizarre.
Inspect
Darko?
the key part.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe the
and I see-
Baskerville related thing.
What makes you say that?
Wasn't there like a small box that the inmate left behind that we kind of found and opened somehow?
It looks like a barrel.
It does. It does. This looks like some sort of key.
Yes, it does. A very tiny and simple key.
What's a little key doing inside a figurine of a policeman in the first place? And what's it for? You got more to say about up here? No? Okay. Alright, this dude's a key. Okay. Oh, I thought maybe I could flip over the screen. Squint! Alright. Just to be clear. Oh. Notice
I'm
that this
trying to look at a picture of Giselle Brennan seeing if she had a mole and I can't see any, but also the pictures I see are very low saturation, and I don't want to look it up on Google.
That's metagaming. Notice of dismissal, 25th of June. Chief Warder Daily Vigil is relieved of his post with immediate effect for having violated Clause 132 of Her Majesty's Code of Conduct for prisons. All rights to redundancy pay and other financial benefits are fully revoked. Reason for dismissal: aiding and abetting the escape from this prison of convict just prior to his execution. Details of this escape are still being investigated. Full cooperation with inquiries will be expected. Prisoner Governor Barry Caden. Was his name Barry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
guess so.
Okay.
Barricade in.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Additional notes. Indications are that the jailbreak plot was conceived prior to the convict's incarceration. It's believed that the convict engaged in some form of negotiation with prison staff in order to secure assistance. Full disclosure on information regarding these negotiations will be demanded. That's interesting. Anything interesting here?
Nibbled the corner?
Professor Mikotoba has wonderful handwriting, doesn't he? This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. Wow, did great with that. Is it just me, or does that make me sound extremely untrustworthy?
I do wish he'd at least call you a nice young man.
I'm really not sure that would help. Yeah, you're right, the corner seems... No? You don't care about that? Oh.
Oh.
Oh, it looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket. The SS Grouse, first class cabin, 001. Yokohama departure, 11th September, London arrival, 1st November.
Ah, that's the boat that Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jigoku came on from Japan, isn't it?
Yes, I think it called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night, before finally arriving in Dover.
Do you think the fact that they keep mentioning that they landed in Paris is relevant?
Maybe.
Yes.
To think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Buria It seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary.
I
know.
still have the one for the trip to America.
That is adorable.
Aw, cutie.
And I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. That's very sweet, Saps. Oh, well, how strange. Where could it have gone?
Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruto?
Did I imagine it, or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? Aw.
Well, that was added to evidence, so it was important. We looked at it.
Oh, wait, it was?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah.
notice. It's written. Oh. That is
Attached to our
important.
steamship.
Why does their trip from Japan matter to the kid? I'm gonna figure that. Well, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, we'll see. We have more evidence.
We do have more evidence? Did I miss more?
More. No, we have. That is now part of evidence. That
Ah,
was the,
yes.
that's the steamship ticket.
Yeah, you're right.
And more evidence is always good.
Yeah, we pretty much read all this. Well,
I
okay.
guess, do we still have to present something to Gina, or do we need to take the gun somewhere?
I'm betting that
Wait,
one
can
of she'll probably react to one of these. What?
Can I see that again? Can I see that article with the redheads again?
Yeah,
That's sounded like read over it again really quick.
sure.
Ezekiel Hopkins of Lebanon, Pennsylvania, USA. America.
I'm just gonna skim over this.
Okay. And it was fantastic when we had the opportunity. See
We're
how
running up to
it's all about these
31st.
You have to be at least 21 to apply. Okay, cool. St. Bartholomew's Hospital, public health report. Okay, all right, cool.
Okay.
All right, I think we're done. No, wait, Gina.
Yeah,
Regina. It could be short for Regina.
What did you just call me?
Nothing. Here, would you like to have a look?
um.
Gina, what do you make of this?
Hi, Clueless!
Gina
Hi,
doesn't
Clue.
care about my evidence. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. What about the hairpiece? No. That button. Gina, you don't care about that either. You don't
I
care.
don't care.
Gina, why don't you care? Gina, do you care about this?
Policeman?
Gina,
No,
no.
Gina, please care!
Gina, please. Last try. Gina, no.
Oh,
Where am I going? Where am I going? Susanna, do you have hints? Oh, no, wait. Obviously, we're going to the prison. Obviously.
Oh yeah, we still
Obviously.
gotta talk to Van Zeeks. There he is.
Hi.
You comfy? It's November.
Very.
There he is. Lord Van Zeek's behind bars.
So it's true. He really was arrested.
He's sitting with his back to the wall, reading something. I don't think he's noticed us. Lord Van Zeeks! Hello.
Fancy meeting you here. The last place on Earth I'd like to be. With the last person on Earth I'd like to see.
I couldn't very well not come. We heard what happened. That you, that Inspector Gregson was...
Go home. This has nothing to do with you.
But...
Forgive me, Lord Van Zeeks, but I must disagree.
Why?
Inspector Gregson was very helpful to us on a number of occasions. We're indebted to him. At the very least, we owe it to him to find out the truth about his death. You must help us with our investigations, please.
There's really nothing I can tell you.
What were you just reading at the back of the cell there? Was it something related to the case?
The Yard isn't quite so cavalier with its information as to share case details with a suspect. This is a letter from an old acquaintance.
Oh, and who might that be?
Judge Jikoku, maybe?
Someone you know as it happens. Albert Hairbrain.
Of course, yes. I keep forgetting they went to the same university.
How? And I would like to read my correspondence in peace. So let's get this over with, shall we? What is it you want to know?
Strange. I mean, let's face it, Lord Van Zieks never minces his words. But they seem to have less bite than usual somehow. We've been through some stuff.
I'm in jail.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. Can you at least tell us your side of the story, Lord Van Zieks? What happened?
How much do you already know?
We know that the inspector was shot dead in a small rented room on Fresno Street.
And that
Why
you...
did someone stop playing my music?
I don't know. So very suddenly. And that you were found there by the police when they arrived on the scene and immediately arrested.
We were told that there was nobody else in the room, and that some witnesses heard a gunshot.
Thank you. Then you're well informed. And there's really nothing I can add. The truth is, I don't know what's happened myself.
But the gunshot, obviously you didn't fire the gun, did you?
I'm not in the habit of shooting the people I work alongside. I also heard the noise, however. Before I had the chance to investigate, I was apprehended by the arriving officers.
So he doesn't actually know what happened.
If I might ask, what were you doing in that place to begin with?
I don't need to answer that.
Oh,
After all, you're not representing me.
He's going to need a lawyer, though. Do you want us to represent you?
We're not representing you yet.
Who is going to be representing you in court, Lord Van Zieks?
Anyone other than you, I should imagine.
would I be right in assuming that you have no representation as of yet?
Defense lawyers shy away from any trial involving the Reaper, as I'm sure you know.
But this is different.
In my career, of all the defendants I prosecuted, only 19 have ever been acquitted.
Wow.
Of them, 16 subsequently died in mysterious circumstances. Questions will be asked now.
The other three being the ones that we've presided over. Okay.
Surely not.
I assure you, no defense lawyer will want to touch me with the end of a barge pole.
But you didn't actually have anything to do with those people's deaths, did you?
It's been 10 years now that I've been known as the Reaper of the Bailey. Believe me, nobody wants to know the true identity of the killer more than I. However, it seems things may come to a head before I have a chance to uncover the truth about that.
What does he mean by that? I don't know. Find out later. After the trial, Professor Harebrained was supposed to go straight back to Germany, I thought.
It's a letter to inform me of his safe arrival at home. I arranged his passage by sea and rail. It's a relief, I must say. He should now be beyond the reaches of the Reaper.
Because the Reaper doesn't follow people abroad, you mean?
Yes, so it seems. Your stupid little Nipponese friend, for example. You told me was keeping well in Japan when I inquired the other day.
Yes, that's right. He's an author now, happily working in Tokyo.
So Professor Harebrained is safely back in Germany now.
Yes.
Good.
So, it appears our conversation has run dry.
There was a 2-second silence, that's all.
Well, in any event, if you'll excuse me now, I wouldn't like to detain you.
I was wondering, Lord Van Zieks, if you'd like, I'd be happy to advocate for you.
Did you not hear a single word I said?
No, it passed me by.
You trust me, do you?
Yes. I've heard you speak many times in court. I've seen how you treat people. So I'm quite sure that you would never have taken another's life. It's just my feelings can't be used in evidence in a court of law, sadly.
It's a very gracious offer. However, I trust no one.
What?
Not the police, not the judiciary, and not you Nipponese.
But please.
I have no intention of engaging your services.
The chasm between us is just too wide and too deep, it seems.
I'd appreciate it if you don't visit again. Then neither of us will waste any more time.
Perhaps we need to dig a little deeper and find out more about Lord Van Zeeks and what happened to Inspector Gregson. Okay.
Is that a gun?
No.
No, we can't even present it.
No, we can't. There's such a chill in here. I'm not in a position to talk yet. Graham Place. I don't believe we visited this place for some time. Okay.
Let's go back. Thank you, Susato.
Well,
You're welcome.
good instincts. You've made good time.
Back to London?
I took an express
Is-
train back to London.
Rapidon.
I can hear Lord Strongheart, can you?
Yes, it sounded as though he was talking to someone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh.
Two swords?
Fancy.
Oh, he does have two swords, you're right. Is everything in
Final
place?
form.
All right. I had a private compartment on the train so I could check all the paperwork.
It's...
Kazuma-sama!
Hello again. Whoop.
You got a redesign.
Ah, your timing is impeccable.
Who
It-
keeps releasing those doves?
That's me. That's my special trick. It is? Yes, it is, Naruto. Thank you for asking. No doubt you have heard the sickening news about the Reaper's latest devilry. Yes.
I'm sure you don't believe it, of course, though, Lord Strongheart. That Lord Van Zeeks could have done such a thing to Inspector Gregson.
I believe only in the facts. And the facts in this case point to one thing. The unavoidable accusal of Lord Van Zeeks for this crime. We must bring charges against the Reaper for taking the life of our legendary detective.
Oh no, surely not.
It's a truly regrettable situation. Tomorrow, the Forensic Science Symposium finally begins. At the very least, though, we can show the world our justice system's swift and equitable processes.
Equitable.
So does that mean the trial's tomorrow? Precisely. In fact, this is a fine opportunity for introductions.
Oh no!
Cosmo.
Hi!
He's wearing all white. That means he's evil.
Oh.
No!
Ah, but of course, you're already acquainted, aren't you? Mr.
My husband.
Mr. Asogi here will be present at tomorrow's proceedings,
Husbando-san.
leading the prosecution. Wait, what? Cosmo? As I'm sure you're aware, he's a very capable practitioner of law.
Kazuma-sama! A prosecutor!
Say what? He's been training for that for 6 months.
Yeah, this is why they've been setting him up the whole game.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess let's talk, dude. I'm sure you can imagine that tomorrow's trial will be closely followed all over London. In fact, no, people all over the Empire will be watching closely to see how it unfolds. There's no salvation for anyone in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper of the Bailey. And now, the Reaper himself must stand in the dock. Quite so. The public want answers about the Reaper. Answers about how and why those who escaped conviction subsequently died mysterious deaths.
But Lord Van Zeeks firmly denies any involvement in such matters.
And there have been thorough investigations that have proven him to be innocent. And that's certainly true. Or it has been, at least, until now.
Ah,
No, tomorrow's trial will mark the start of a new chapter in our country's great judicial history. Another. So, Kazuma will be prosecuting tomorrow? That's right.
but he's a defense lawyer, Lord Strongheart.
Accomplished young law practitioners cannot pick and choose their roles. And imagine what it will mean for the prosecution to know the strategies commonly employed by the defense. A devastating combination, wouldn't you agree? Absolutely. I've no doubt at all that Kazuma will be razor sharp as a prosecutor.
But why Kazuma-sama? There are surely many other highly skilled prosecutors in Great Britain.
Not that we've seen.
It was a personal request. I asked to be assigned to this trial.
You asked for this? But why?
It'll all become clear tomorrow. I'm guessing you intend to stand for the defense, don't you? Although, the Reaper appears to be turning down all offers of representation.
I'm surprised such a personal request would have been upheld. It seems unprecedented. Quite exceptional, in fact.
You are quite right, Miss Mikotoba. Tomorrow's trial will be unprecedented and exceptional in every way. After all, the accused is one of Britain's greatest prosecutors, the pride of the Empire. It would be unwise to give the public a reason to perceive it as the judiciary closing ranks. So that's why you're happy to let a foreigner handle the prosecution?
Ryunosuke, let's see how your skills have been honed after practicing law in this land for so many months.
Kazuma, I don't understand why you're being so hostile to me now. This isn't going to end well, my friend.
It will not end well.
Well,
For you,
what time is it? We got a little time. Oh yes, we noticed that there was a gun at the scene of Inspector Gregson's death. Do you know if it belongs to Lord Van Zeeks? That would be a question for the lead detective investigating the scene. Well, the thing is, she wasn't sure, so she told me I should ask somebody higher up who might know.
That's right, Mr. Naruhodo. That's right, Mr. Naruhodo. Be direct.
It's certainly a model that's issued to all personnel involved in law enforcement, yes. Which includes prosecutors, as I'm sure you can imagine.
they give guns to prosecutors?
They give swords to prosecutors.
In that case, they could actually have belonged to the victim.
They give wine to prosecutors.
No, Gregson had his gun on his person. What about Lord Van Zeeks? He claims it's currently not in his possession. What? According to his story, he lost it. In short, it's more than a little suspicious.
But just because the gun in question is the same type as the defendant's is no proof that it's actually his.
Does it have a serial number?
No, of course not. Nevertheless, the situation is grave for Lord Van Zeeks.
Check the barrel.
Okay.
There.
Present. You wanna look at the gun?
So you issue guns to all of your employees, but you don't take you don't register them with serial numbers?
Why would we bother doing
Idiots.
that? That's stupid. Gosh, Naruhodo-san. Okay,
But it's just getting good.
It is getting good. Is there something I can present last minute? I don't know.
The hair.
The hair.
There.
Oh,
The hair.
look
My
at my
bitch!
hair.
The wig.
Can I show you this?
Oh,
No, I don't care, Naruhodo.
No.
Get out of my office, Naruhodo, you imbecile, you dim.
The badge.
You
The
dummy
definite
dumb.
badge.
You've already done that, Naruhodo. Try it again, Naruhodo. Naruhodo, I don't care. I don't care. Now save
To
about it and
cry.
end the stream, little man. Fine.
You know,
Fine, I
Skate, you're
will.
embarrassing yourself. Just
Uh,
stop.
God, I will. Stop. We'll stop.
It's a little sad.
Oh.
Have you seen this badge of my dead friend Cosima?
But wait a minute. Okay, a lot happened today. A lot. This is
A lot.
This is the most
A lot.
invested I've been in an Ace Attorney stream in a couple of streams. This was very cool.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, got a lot. Gregson! Gregson!
Gregson!
Yeah.
He's dead.
We needed to see
Thank you.
the body.
I'm so
We
wondering.
did.
Gregson's dead and Cosmo's evil now.
Yeah.
You are
And
treating me
Squints.
poorly, game.
Uh,
And
Me
Squint.
specifically.
and Squint! And Squint! I mean... I squint in silence. Oh. A little louder
There's
this
the
time.
As requested.
Okay, well, this was fun. Lots of
Mhm.
information to think over until
Yeah.
next time.
Mm.
Absolutely.
What are we doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Resi.
Resi! Look forward to it.
Resi.
Resident
Cool.
Evil.
It's gonna
Resident
be...
Evil 3.
Yeah, we should probably say that. It's-
Yeah.
Resi.
It's gonna be
And
real
this is
spooky.
your weekly reminder that we have played Resident Evil out of order.
We're doing it in this stream instead of that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of reminders, this is a reminder of the Cards Against Humanity forum.
Oh,
In case
yeah.
anyone has any cards they want to
yeah.
put in, the forum is up. We're ready for the cards, and I am excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of soup is this?
Rest in fish.
No!
Gregson.
I was gonna try and make it positive, but I can't. No.
Fish and soups.
I'm sad. Fish and chip soup.
Fish soups and chips.
Nice.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.